welcome back to the Real Deal Sports Show. Man, it's jumping, Rick, Tony. It's jumping each and every day. Y'all been staying with us this long, and listen, it's only getting bigger and better. We finally here on Friday. A very special guest. We got the beautiful Miss Adrienne Smith, wide receiver for the WFA Boston Renegades and creator of the Blitz Champs game, which you can see right here, the product right here. It's such a great game. Adrienne, tell us a little bit.
She came equipped too, as you see.
Absolutely, she came with it.
She had her staffs wiping. They're checking and making sure they dab their forehead before we.
She got the whole squad.
Yes, Leanne and Melissa in the house. Yes, my team making it happen. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
A little bit about the game.
So, Blitz Champs, I invented it in December 2015. Think of it as the football version of Uno with a sprinkle of spades on there, right? So it's perfect for ages 7 and up, 2 to 6 players at a time. And the goal of Blitz Champs is to be the first person to score 21 or more points. Your red cards are what you use to take points away from players.
Right.
Your green cards are what you use to score points. And then your yellow cards, they keep the game in motion. It's really easy. It's really fun. Hours and hours of fun.
Okay.
So now, what got you wanting to create such a great, unique game and something for the family?
So I'm a professional women's tackle football player. I've got 8 national championships, more rings than Tom Brady. And you know, I had started a company called Gridiron Queendom.
Oh, wow.
And Gridiron Queendom, we support women and girls around the world who play football, tackle football or flag football.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? It'd be really cool if I could come up with a game, like a card game, that would spread the love and joy of football to everybody. And then I prayed. I literally prayed. I went, Lord, please give me a game. I woke up the next day, boom, Blitz Champs.
I got the idea.
That was it.
Now you said 8 national championships?
8. I'm only wearing 2 rings.
What school? That's in the WFA.
That's in the WFA.
Okay, wow.
Yes.
So, with the 8 championships, how'd you win them? Like all in a row or 4 and 4?
So I had 2 with Team USA. So I'm a member of the U.S. Women's National Tackle Football Team.
Okay.
Then I had 6 rings with Boston. So that's 8 altogether.
So tackle's real. This is an international game.
Yes. So you might be aware that flag football has become an Olympic sport, right? In 2028. So women have been playing flag football around the world for years.
Wow. The
same thing for tackle football. So as a member of Team USA, we competed against Germany, Austria, Spain, Finland, Canada. It's been going on for a while.
Go ahead.
I'll say, how many years has the WFA been around?
WFA's been around since 2009.
Okay, all right.
And can you explain just in your opinion, because we're out of upstate New York, and we actually, our ladies in Section 5 has just had the opportunity to be a part of the flag football, and now they got the women's flag football going all around the country. What's the importance of that? And because they didn't have that when you were growing up.
No, they did not. They did not.
Can you tell me just how you feel about that?
And Jay, that's a great point that you bring up, because we're just a couple of days past National Girls and Women in Sports Day, right? So having flag football, the growth of flag football is absolutely tremendous. And I want to put it out there that you can now, the NAIA is offering collegiate scholarships for girls to play flag football.
Wow.
So we've taken it to the next level.
Yeah.
I want all the girls out there who love football, pursue it. Pursue your dreams. There's a chance for you now to get a college education because you know how to play flag football.
That's amazing. See, that's why we Real Deal Sports Show. Like, subscribe, comment, and check us out, because this is exclusive information.
Groundbreaking.
For the Section 585. You can now you can go to school for flag football. All the young ladies out there, man, that's so great. And give us a little bit more about where can we find the game.
All right, so you can go to Amazon.com, BlitzChamps.com, BlitzChampz.com, NFLShop.com, and Fanatics.com.
And Fanatics, it's everywhere, y'all.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Absolutely. Any other questions?
I was going to ask now, as far as because apparently you're in the contact sports, so as far as when you knew you could be hit and hit people, and it's okay. How was that?
So I'm a wide receiver, okay? I'm not trying to be hit. I am not trying to hit.
They gotta catch you.
I'm trying to score touchdowns. That's it. So I do remember I talked to my dad. I was like, Daddy, I'm going to play football. And he was like, well, you're gonna have to learn how to take a hit. And I'm scared. So I talked to all of my guy friends who have played football. I'm like, and they were like, AJ, don't worry about it. Once you get hit, your adrenaline's gonna come and just pop up, and you're gonna be fine. And they were right. So it's been great ever since.
Another quick one for me is just, you know, you just talked about your dad, and that's so special to me. I have a 5-month-old daughter, you know what I mean? And I want to get her in sports. So what role did your father play in this? And also, I told you already talking about your faith. This is a loaded question.
Yes.
What role does your faith play in getting you to the woman that you are today?
Well, I'll take faith first. Faith is everything. And without my faith in God, there just wouldn't be me. I would not be here, literally. And I say that because both of my parents have passed on. And so it has been my faith, my personal relationship with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, my personal relationship that has kept me going, right? And in terms of my father, when I was a little girl, I've liked football since the age of 3. And when I was 7, my dad, he bought me football for Christmas, taught me how to throw, and I just was blessed that I had parents that didn't say, you can't do it because you were a girl. I had parents that said, you can do and be whatever you want to be. And so here I am. My mom passed before I started playing football, but my dad, he was able to come see me in Sweden win my first gold medal. And so that means a lot to me. I carry that with me. I'm so happy for you. Get your girl, allow her to do whatever she wants to do, and encourage her, because the world really is our oyster. It really is.
Oh man, this is the best interview of the week so far.
So far.
Anthony Smith, wide receiver for the Boston Renegades. Thank you so much. Check out the Blitz Champs on Amazon and everywhere. BlitzChamps.com. You know, get it. It's a great game, family game. So glad to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you.
I appreciate it, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We get to take a picture of it.
Man.
Yes, we do. It's Friday, Fun Friday. And hey, remember, Real Deal Sports Show. Like us, subscribe to us, share it, get it out. There's some great, a plethora of interviews on there. So check out, see your favorite ones. And we'll recap them on our regular Saturday morning show, the best of the best of this past week. And now,
definitely going to want to recap this one because we got Bishop Carney in the building. We got Rutgers in the building. We got the Eagles. We got the Broncos. We got the 585, man. Quentin Guys, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. They're doing great. It's great to be here. Super excited. Hey, Super Bowl is on Sunday. I'm out here. Been here since Wednesday, so it's good to be around, like seeing all the old friends. I got to see Ronnie McLeod, one of my old teammates. I got a chance to see like Komoko Teray. Like it's just good. It's like a reunion, honestly.
Absolutely.
it really is. Isn't it truly a reunion with each year? It's almost like a convention.
There it is.
In this case, a football convention. Yeah. Everybody here somehow related to football or some kind of way. And what are some of the new things that you're doing now?
Yeah, so I want to kind of start off with the first one is what's interesting. You know how flag football in 2028 is coming to LA for the Olympics.
Yeah.
So what's cool is that I'm actually playing for the Panamanian national team.
Oh, wow.
Because my mother is from Central America, so República de Panamá. And I'm going to be representing them. So down there. So like 2028, I will be in the Olympics. But also this summer, I'm going to also be in Finland in the World Championships. So I'm keeping football going on the flag football side. Mm-hmm. So that's a cool new, little twist to the football game.
Sure, and speaking of flag football, you know what I mean? Playing professionally and now flag, is there any like health? I know you're doing with your Rise campaign. Is there any health benefits in your opinion? And you think flag football will have a chance to be sustaining and obviously not compete with the NFL, but just be just as good?
Yeah, I mean, so I got the company Rise Well. For those who don't know, it's like a health and wellness company that uses AI and VR to help corporations get healthier. So, the biggest thing for me, what I'll say is flag football is going to help. Actually, first off, I want to talk about women.
Yes,
a lot more women are going to get scholarships to go to college for flag football, which is amazing. Finally get a scholarship for flag football,
amazing,
and then be able to expand their career even professionally. I think they're going to have professional, or maybe just the Olympics. But I think it's going to expand that. It's going to expand us more internationally, just football in general, because you don't have to buy equipment. You can just buy flags, and that's it. Right. When I went to Panama,
and I'll tell you a quick one. High school in the city, Rochester City School District, Mrs. Buchanan over at Edison Tech put a team together. First year, they played again last year, continued to grow, and she just told me before I left to come out here that they're already up to 48 teams, city and suburban now, and they're going to have a sectional this year. First year for a sectional playoff with the flag, with the girls flag football in high school.
That's amazing. And now they can transition and go to school for free. Ain't that a blessing?
That's a blessing. So I mean, like when you got opportunities like that where the game is changing and evolving, Pro Bowl is doing flag football, so you're seeing like they're just trying to get it to be more of an international sport, just like soccer. So like, I mean, that's what I love about it, and yeah, that's what's kind of going on. It's the business, the flag football, and I'm just continuing to like. We're doing an event. I got called by someone in Rochester, Dina Johnson, they're doing a youth like wellness mental health conference in May. So I'll be a big speaker there and talk to a lot of the kids, and also we're bringing NFL alumni out and stuff as well too. So it's going to be a really good time. Just giving back to my hometown, man. Absolutely. That's what it's about.
Man, we're seeing more and more you guys, professional athletes, yourself, obviously Isaiah and Thomas Bryan, and it's good to have all you guys, representing the 585, putting it on your backs and bringing more, just more unity, more wholeness to the city of Rochester through sports. It's great to see. And obviously, Quentin, we know you, your family. Now, we went to Bishop Kearney. So, what role has your faith played in just, getting you to this point here?
Man, the Lord has been like my foundation, like since the beginning. So, like, I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and like, He's guided me everywhere I go. So honestly, when it's those tough times, I lay on Him as my foundation to allow me to continue to keep moving forward, to be better and to improve. So like everywhere I've gone, college, high school, college, like all the ups and downs, business, even through business, like I've been able to sustain because of my foundation with the Lord. So for those who think it's corny, for those who don't know, like, look, I'm just telling you, like, my success has come from having a solid foundation with Jesus Christ in my life, and like He's really made some amazing changes and like helped me propel me to where I needed to go. So I implore you to, definitely like dive into your faith more.
Absolutely, yeah, man. 2028 flag football. He ain't gonna be on the U.S. He went to the home team. He went to the home team. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's not vacation in Panama. Can't wait to see it. Exactly, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining the show.
Yes, please do. Thank you so much for coming on the show. How can people stay in contact with you?
How people can stay in contact? So y'all can just follow me on social media at QGauze, and then also on like other platforms, Quentin Gauze, longer form, and then the company website. If you're interested in checking this out, AI VR. It's called Risewell with the Z.io. Risewell.io. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much. Real Deal Sports Show. We'll be right back. Perfect. Me and my crew, Jay Gills, The Fanatic, Backspin, we all cover each week with Real Deal Sports Show. And we want to thank all of our sponsors, Miriam Rivera, Farmers Insurance Agency, Rock Palm Brokers, as well as Dr. Anthony Shannon, Dr. Tanya T. Wise, Dr. Tabitha Russell, for all being sponsors of our trip here and being sponsors of Real Deal Sports Show and On Stage Plus TV production. We come out each week here each year. It's a big event. We have a lot of advertisers, a lot of guests that come through here, and we're glad you're able to see them and be able to see them because of the support of our sponsors. So once again, Rock Palm Brokers, also 559 State Street in Rochester, New York, Farmers Insurance, Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, Dr. Anthony Shannon, Dr. Tanya T. Wise, and Dr. Tabitha Russell. Because we're not telling you what we heard. We only tell you what we know. So keep watching Real Deal Sports Show and listening to Real Deal Sports Show on Facebook, also on Twitter, Twitter and all the social media platforms, including YouTube. Subscribe, like us, share us on those social media platforms, especially YouTube, Real Deal Sports Show, and you get to see the plethora of interviews that we've had during Super Bowl week right here on Radio Row in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you so much for your sponsorship and your time.
But you want this? Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade. Sound guidance and strategy to change your life. Does your finances look like this, but you want this? Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade. sound guidance and strategy to change your life.
Monday through Friday, you know, it's getting bigger and better. Ain't that right, Rad Man?
Oh man, this is unbelievable. It's Fun Friday as always, and we have all kinds of surprise guests coming through today, as well as our scheduled guests. So it's typical last day on Radio Row. This is number 16 for me. It never gets dull. It's never a dull moment here on Radio Row. And by the time I go to the game on Sunday, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm here for the game too.
only number 3 for me, right? The game is like a back in the
it's
back.
secondary,
You know
it really is.
It really ain't even, but we got some special guests in the building. We got Dr. J and Darrell here representing Brilliant Minds Unite, you know, talking about financial literacy and mental health, which is so important in that time today. So, guests, can y'all give us a little bit about your initiative and, you know, how it's been growing so much?
Ladies.
All right, so we are tackling mental and financial health of athletes. We're doing this tour around the United States, but we're also expanding out of the U.S. But we're just making sure that one student, one person at a time, we're making sure we're having the conversation. We're no longer using money as a coping mechanism. We're not allowing survivor's guilt to be a thing any longer. We're making sure our athletes know what life is after you leave the team, or even if you get injured and you don't get your full contract, making sure you have a fallback plan. And Microsoft's philanthropy department with Darrell Booker, they teamed up with us to ensure that we do this tour around the United States, and we're tackling not just NIL contracts, but we're dealing with, you know, individual team players as well. Everyone from the Saints to the Falcons, if you're in the league, we want to make sure that we actually having the conversations that matter.
Yeah. And for us, it's really how we use the power of data and technology to help push that message, you know, get behind Dr. J, Brilliant Mind, and really just disseminate this much needed education to everyone at scale. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, how is it going? How are the players taking it?
It's been amazing. So we have like our secret weapon, which is we bring an entertainment attorney, we bring a tax attorney, we also bring athletes, former athletes who have done very well, who just want to give back to these younger athletes, or even other former athletes who are older, who now actually financially are broke and trying to, you know, round 2 of getting it right. And so we bring in people, representation of people that they actually trust, believe, and understand to come in and have these panels with them. And so we started in a panel style. We don't try to manage their wealth, but we teach them how to manage the basics of their own. And then we also help them vet like their wealth manager and people of that nature. So as a former investment banker who worked in finance now for 22 years to be clear.
Oh, wow.
You know, I look like a baby.
Yeah,
but, you know,
doing anything.
So, you know, I manage $2.1 billion in wealth. And so after leaving corporate, I realized I never want to manage wealth again. And that also makes it easier for the athletes to trust us, because they know we're not trying to come in and manage their wealth. We're just giving them the game from the behind the scenes. And we're also bringing the representation that they believe.
Yeah, and so many athletes themselves are wanting to give back. So they want to receive this information for themselves, but then they also want to implement it in their own charitable causes, their nonprofits, their foundations, so that they can then pass that information down to, you know, the younger people in the community.
Get that generational wealth going.
Generational wealth.
That's what's sorely needed in our community.
Can you just highlight maybe a couple tools, 2 or 3 tools that you guys have in the game that you can highlight with our audience in regards to that wealth management?
Repeat that.
Could you just highlight maybe 2 or 3 tools that our audience can use?
All right, so the first thing I would say is we just did a show with Disney, Microsoft Philanthropy and Disney just did a show. It's called Our America in the Black. And in that show, we're helping Black and brown people different levels, from entering college to already established, you know, expanding their philanthropic endeavors. And we're giving them actionable and executionable tips that they can actually do to actually learn. So just watch that show. It's on Hulu Plus. It's on ABC 7. The list continues.
Disney
Our
Plus.
America in the Black. And so it's really important. That's one aspect. Another thing I would say is that, you know, if you come on like at my social media at Jatali Wellington, we go live and we teach people like in less than 5-10 minutes how to create a brokerage account and you know, tips on how to actually pick stocks. Right? Everyone thinks it's so hard, and it's really not that hard. Microsoft, you want to give one of the tips that you guys give us?
No, I mean for us it's just really, again, how can you know, we really use that technology and really, you know, push as much of that information as fast as possible. I mean, nowadays you can spend money so quickly after pushing a button and do a lot of things that you really don't want to do. So how can we, you know, use, focus on some of the apps and tools that allow you to invest and save and really set yourself up as well.
And shout out to organizations like Earn Your Leisure. So EYL, you know, for Disney, they gave a code EYL Black, and with EYL Black, what basically happens with EYL Black is that you're able to actually turn around and now learn financial literacy and get discounts to their curriculum 30% off. Another amazing thing is we have Tiffany the Budgetnista. She also have the Live Richer Academy, and she has codes and she gives out 30 to 40% off of her curriculum as well. But EYL, the cool thing about them is if you're on YouTube, the cool thing is you can get a lot of free information from experts in regards to everything from real estate to building business credit, personal credit, and I hope you guys are actually utilizing credit in America, because that's one of the most important factors if you're investing, especially when you are a college student and you get to campus and they're giving you a high APR credit card.
Oh, yeah. You don't know what I didn't know how to act with that when they gave me. Oh my God. Didn't even know I had to pay it back at the time, and then without interest, didn't know the interest and all that.
And the thing about it, they approved everyone that came up.
Oh yeah,
They
smile.
sit out there in the yard. You want a card?
Yeah, exactly.
No problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're changing that.
Good. You mentioned you're gonna be working with LSU as well.
So so we're working with a few teams. We actually have a meeting with LSU. We're gonna be doing we're pitching the activation day with LSU, and so it's really exciting because I know you have a affiliation.
That's right.
So maybe we're gonna go through him instead of who we're gonna go through. But honestly, it's just really making sure that all college students understand this basics. So, and it's great for them to understand before they enter the game officially, right? Well, not everyone's gonna be the player, but you might be an entertainment attorney, right? And you might be different aspects of the game. So connecting them with the people that let them know basically from now, hey, your likeness, your imagery, you could be making money from that.
And the other thing is educating the parents too. We got to realize that a lot of these, stars, these young stars coming up, their parents don't have that knowledge as well. So how do we, bring that knowledge to the entire household so as a unit they can grow together?
Absolutely. Well, we want to thank you both for coming on Real Deal Sports Show.
We got Darrell, we got Dr. J. It's been a pleasure. Brilliant Minds Unite. Check them out, yo.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Real Deal Sports Show. Subscribe, like on YouTube, and share, most importantly.
Most important.
Man, it's going down.
Yes, it's going down for sure. Please introduce our next guest.
Man, we got defensive end Cuomo Ray, the defensive end for the Atlanta Falcons, 6-year veteran, second round pick back in 2018, number 52 overall to the Colts, and now he's taking his career and his talents right over to Atlanta. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great, man. Thanks for having me here.
Yes, indeed. And how's it going now? You have a new coach and how's that coming? So I know the season ended, and now the changes that were made there in Atlanta. How do you see with Raheem Morris being the new head coach there?
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a great. He's a great person for the spot, being that who he was and the history that he had with the Falcons when he was working with them back then, and then he translated to the Rams and then did his thing there and won the Super Bowl over there. So he has a lot of experience, and he can bring a lot of experience back into the organization, and he's back home. So I feel like he's gonna bring a lot of aggression. And he's from Jersey, so I already know how Jersey people are. So so it's gonna be great.
Excellent.
Absolutely, and of course, being that you were on the 49ers last year, had a chance to interview out in Phoenix. What do you see in this 49ers team ahead of this Sunday's game?
Man, and what y'all seen last year is the same thing, and what y'all seen this year as well. Y'all seen the improvement from what they did last year and to this year. So they're gonna bring everything they got. They had a little slippery slope in the middle of the season, but they have that tenacity and aggression to them, and they always have something over the sleeve. They have all these weapons around them. DB Samuel, Nick Bosa, Kittle, everybody. Yeah, and they quarterback. They find his quarterback. Purdy, very coachable. Me watching him and experiencing how he behaved and how he prepared for the game at a young level is phenomenal.
It really is.
At his age, like always stay prepared. Like watching Tom Brady. And I idolized Tom Brady when I was young. So and I'm not trying to put him in that stepstone right now, but his future is bright.
What do you feel is the keys to victory on Sunday?
The keys to victory is just stay focused and having that tenacity for them to keep going after the ball. The defense gonna win games. I feel like defense gonna win games. Offense is already gonna do what they gonna do, but defense win games. How to take over.
Going back to Atlanta, Raheem Morris, as the Radman talked about, how do you feel you'll fit in his scheme? As being a twitching edge rusher as you are, you got the length, you got the size, the athleticism. How do you think you're gonna fit in that scheme?
I mean, just watching him from the Rams and how he uses guys in his pass rushers. I mean, he let his guys go. Also with the fundamental he brings to the game. So and then what I bring to the table with my athleticism and my flexibility and my disruption, me running to the ball. That's what you need, and that's what he wants as well.
Excellent. And your foundation activities off the field?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm trying to start. I haven't launched my foundation yet, but I'm starting a foundation. My brand, I started with my brand first, K Dragon. We represent 3 P's: purpose, power, and protection.
That kind of connects with me, with my faith in my football. I ain't gonna ask you that right now, but does faith play any role in your career?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was born Muslim. We pray 5 times a day, and I went to Saturday and Sunday school since I was young, so faith has always been ingrained in my DNA. I don't know nothing more.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having us on.
Appreciate
where can they catch you?
Exactly. How can they follow you? Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. My Instagram is KDragon57. I'll be on Instagram more. I'm literally going into TikTok and other ventures and stuff like that.
Thank you so much for coming on Real Deal Sports Show. Keep in mind, YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, share. That's what needs to be done.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade: sound guidance and strategy to change your life. Does your finances look like this, but you want this? Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade: sound guidance and
don't we, Rick Tony?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
we got coached by B. We got Dr. Barbara Lash. Dr. Barbara Lash with the Speak-Offs right here in Vegas. This is the 2nd annual Dr. Barbara Speak-Offs. So Dr. Barbara, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. We had an amazing event yesterday. We had 4 NFL legends, 5 NFL wives and significant others, and we teamed up with UNLV Athletics.
Oh man!
And we had 6 student athletes from all different sports, and Lululemon on Miracle Mile actually donated pants to them, so they tested the pants out in advance, and they did product pitches on stage.
Oh my God!
They used their sport, like we had soccer players, we had a
not a cheerleader, pom squad. We had a football player. It was like so awesome to see these young adults use their voice. And then our wives and significant others were amazing storytellers, and the athletes, the dudes.
Oh yeah.
Every kind of public speaker you could think of, we saw on that stage, and it was like awesome.
So who'd you have on the panel?
So Andre Fluellum, he actually won.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
We had Josh Lambo.
Oh yeah, Josh.
Alden Smith.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and Usama Young.
Oh man, a great panel. And what were some of their experiences? Because with Coach by Byron, you're working with athletes, but you're working on elevator pitches, public speaking, and what were some of the topics in which you were able to help them speak about?
So it kind of ran the gamut from their own experiences in the league and outside of the league, as well as some people that they've encountered over the years. Usama Young is such a great storyteller, so he talked about a story from his youth because he has lots of brothers. I think there's 6 of them total, so he talked about that. Alden talked about his personal experience in and out of the league. Josh talked about being a pro soccer player as well as a pro NFL player, and now he's really like stepping up and doing more of those corporate talks. And Andre, who stole the show because he won the prize, he just had a really cool story about his experience in the league from the perspective of another person that he encountered most of his career. So it was nice. It was good. Yeah.
So when it comes to public speaking, how do you feel it ties into the NFL's presence?
Oh my gosh, I feel like, the guys have such amazing opportunities. Their energy needs to be on their sport, right? That's how they pay the bills. Mm-hmm. But they have so many opportunities, whether they ask for them or not, to kind of be in that spotlight. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I learned in my PhD program, just in interviewing 30 NFL players, black NFL players from humble beginnings, is that whatever happens after football is really important to them. So my role, I feel like, what God put in my heart is to help them learn how to use their voice, share their story in a way so when they're done playing, maybe there's some of these Fortune 500 companies knock on the door and say, hey, remember you came and volunteered and talked here, or we saw you speak there? We'd love for you to come in and talk about how to apply teamwork in our setting, right? Things that you did on the field, how we can do that in our workplace to make our communication better. So giving them opportunities, hopefully, that they can use after their sport, even in the off season. Like, it's a pretty robust off season, especially for the NFL, to make that money.
Absolutely, that's how it's always been. And we just want to know, this is the second annual Speak Off, so
we gotta say Dr. Barb Speak Off.
There's
another one out there.
Dr. Barb Speak Off.
Yes.
So
Dr. Lash.
Dr. Barb Speak Off, and it's going to be next year in New Orleans. I know you guys are already planning.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's going to be bigger and better. And can you just tell us where our listening audience can find you?
Yeah, so my information on Instagram is Celebrity Media Coach. And then the Speak Off, which will have information leading up to it, is Dr. Barb, B-A-R-B, speakoff.com.
And of course, Dr. Barb, this last thing, you touched on it earlier, but what role has your faith, led you? How's your faith impacted you in this area that you're in now?
In this season, I love that. It's kind of, it's the foundation, but I call them godwings, right? Like, the fact that Lululemon decided to donate the pants for the student athletes, that's a godwink. We didn't have that level of sponsorship last year. Amazon was one of our sponsors. The NFLPA came through. We had Tikes. We had Pink Sapphire events. We had, my company was a sponsor, Coached by B. E-Bars, this nutritional bar company for like authentic, organic energy bars. And I feel like I'm missing somebody, and I don't want to do that, but it was just really cool to lean into it. And quite frankly, the first year, because the winners win a prize for their nonprofit of choice, I funded that. My company funded that the first year. So it was really nice to have sponsorship. Pulse Vodka was another one, Tikes, UNLV, right? Like, from going to Dr. Barb sponsoring this own event to like all these, major companies, Amazon, Lululemon, NFLPA, E-Bars.
Major players.
So fulfilled. And then to see the impact, because that was the biggest thing. I know we got to wrap. If I could just leave you with one thing, the whole point is once you own your voice and story, no one can take it from you. And the fact that these individuals got on stage and shared their stories, like the stuff that people said to me and them afterwards, spoke life into this speaking career potentially for them, and the impact how people were just like moved by some of these stories, and the wives, how they support and hold down the families while the athletes and these student athletes stepping up. They had 90 seconds, and a lot of them were just like, I've never done this before. So it was opportunity, and they took advantage of it.
Absolutely. Dr. Barb Lash, coached by Barb, Dr. Barb Speakoffs.
I know so many names.
But so many names with great content. Thank you so much, Dr. Lash, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Picture?
Yes, of course.
Coming live at halftime, Super Bowl Sunday. Fellas, how y'all doing, man?
We're great, man. Thank you guys for having us, man.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, that's the real deal. We
That's right. There you go.
Man. You know that. Absolutely. And of course, Grammy Award winning honors. You know, you've produced great records for Anthony Hamilton, Janet Jackson, obviously Usher. How has it been in this your illustrious career, and how does it feel to be performing here at the Super Bowl?
You know, what I will say is it's been a hell of a journey, 35 years, but it's been a beautiful thing. Well, you know, as Bob was just saying, you know, you think you have a plan until God shows you He has a plan, and you know, we're honored. We feel extremely blessed and grateful to be here. To be putting together this show for Usher. You know, we have a 20-year relation with Usher. So, you know, to be here, stand the test of time, and to be playing on the biggest stage in the world, I mean, you got to say thank you.
Amen to that. Yes,
How'd you brothers get your start? How did you get started in music?
Started in the home. My dad's a musician, and you know, he had at that time. It's like now we have DJs, which is a modern day, you know, band superstar. But my dad had top 40 bands, and he had an array of musicians. So in the house, he would have rehearsals. So music was just, you know, every day, every night, late at night, in the morning. We were just around it, and I gravitated towards the piano at about 3 years old, and just discovered my love and passion just organically, naturally as a kid at a young age. And, you know, that ventured off to me writing songs at 10 years old and exploring technology and all that stuff, and putting together a project that led to, you know, a demo, and I was signed at 12 years old at RCA Records. So that's been the journey, and, you know, our love for music is just, you know, it's brought us so many different places, and took us on a journey of life that, you know, we're so blessed to be a part of.
Wow, that's amazing. At that younger age, how does that feel when you get into music and you're moving into the higher level of it?
Well, you know, I think at a young age, you know, you don't have bills, you don't have responsibilities, right?
That's right.
The older you get, you know, you start understanding what life's about and what encompasses music, and it's like, okay, you know, you think you want the money and you want the stardom and the fame, and, you know, the journey has taught us, like, what really matters at the end of the day is the music. And the music has taken us in so many different places. It's been tough. It's been very hard. You know, for two Mexicans doing black music, definitely a challenge, but that was something that was born and bred in us, and God saw fit to get us out to Minneapolis, some kids from California.
How'd you get to Minneapolis?
Man, it was over a phone call, man. It was over a phone call. Terry Lewis, we come from the Flight Time School in Minneapolis, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who are responsible for us really being here and being introduced to Usher. Terry Lewis called on the phone and was checking on a project at a mastering facility, and checking on Janet, actually, and he heard my project over the phone, a song, and you know, lo and behold, he wanted to know who it was, and 3 weeks later, I was in Minneapolis and signed with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis's label, Perspective Records, which at the time had Mint Condition and Sounds of Blackness, Low Key, and that's been my journey.
That's when you were just starting to pop.
Man, I was only 15.
Yeah, because all of those Mint Condition, all of wow, Sounds of Blackness, everybody.
Perspective Records, that's our family. That's where we're born and bred.
You guys touched on it earlier, you know, being Mexican artists and, you know, being in this hip hop culture. Were there any struggles or strong barriers in being a Mexican and trying to get into the game?
Absolutely. I think, you know, especially, I mean, even from our side, right? I think the perception of, because we are Mexican, what category we should be falling in, right? And it's not what my pops played in the house. My pops, we were around black music. It's what we grew to love. You know, I mean, it just became a part of who we were. And, you know, there's something to be said about that, you know, even in today's world where, you know, the one joy that really resonates with me and my brother is that, you know, throughout the years, we really showcasing what it looks like when black and brown come together and do something powerful. And that's been our journey. It's been a fight. But I think now we have the beauty of saying, well, say what you want to say, but when you look at our catalog, it speaks for itself. And,
what are some of the songs you guys were a part of for other artists?
Well, you mentioned Anthony Hamilton. Anthony Hamilton, we did a song called "The Point of It All," which was the title track of his album.
Usher, I know we got that's kind of giving it away something with y'all being here, doing. We know what the set list looking like a little bit now. You know what I mean? But those was a great song.
But some of the other artists besides Usher.
Which songs was it for Usher?
So we did on Confessions, we did Truth Hurts, Bad Girl.
Yeah.
That's what it's made for. Simple Things, Seduction.
See, you got to give them a wide variety. So you don't know which is going to be. You don't know. We still got to tune in. It's going to be your favorite track, dude. It's going to be your favorite track. Now, who's the older brother?
Bob's older.
Okay, you're the older brother. Okay, good. It's just good to see the brothers. I have my brothers. I know George got 3 sons. We're doing it together. You know what I mean? How's it been just working together, having each other's back in this industry?
It's carried us through, man. That's what I will say.
Yeah, it has. I'm always going to be bigger and better. And man, I love it. It's like Jimmy Jam always quantifies it as like one brain. You occupy the left, and Iz occupies the right, and together we're one. And we're always constantly thinking, we think the same. You can't always work with family. That's a true statement.
That's true.
But man, music and God just had the right plan, and we have this connection that is lasted the test of time. And we were just talking about like the Grammys, and not to take anything away from those musical platforms and the award shows, but man, there's nothing like being on a stage at the Super Bowl, the biggest show in the world, and being with your brother and playing music together. Like it's incredible.
Who can say that? Exactly. How many people? It's only a select few that can say that.
It's so ill still to this day. Even when we're at rehearsal, I'll look over to my brother, or he'll look over to me, and we'll just say, "We're at the Super Bowl, bro." Like we still have to pitch ourselves, and we were just talking earlier, and it's like what this means even for our people to be the first Mexicans to say they produced a Super Bowl show for a high-level black artist.
And y'all did the whole set. Y'all produced the whole show,
top to bottom, with our brother Lil Jon.
Oh my!
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
it's amazing. That is amazing. You said something about the Grammys, and the thing stuck in my head this morning. I heard, I watched Usher on being interviewed this morning by Gayle King, and he said something that really struck me. He said, he's won these Grammys, but he's never been allowed to come on TV and accept the award. Wow. Those awards that he's won have always been given to him before the televised show. So if somebody of that level, he's still getting, what I would say disrespected. I mean, because even Gayle King was shocked. She said, "Wait a minute, you never came on stage and received the Grammy?" And said, he said, "Never. I never had the opportunity to be allowed to speak." So that just shows you how deep and ingrained it is.
It really is, and I think that's the thing. It's like, okay, we only want to take a piece of you so we can get a piece of this done. Right. I think with the Super Bowl performance that and the opportunity that he has, it's really going to showcase how incredible he is and has been for
a long time.
He is like he's the real deal, and everybody always asks what are you going to expect? And for us, you're going to see something that looks timeless and sounds timeless. It really identifies what it really means to be a true artist, and to be put in that league of the Princes and the Michael Jacksons and the Sammy Davis Juniors and the Harry Belafontes. Like he's that guy in our day and age.
And it's unique because it's something we don't see much of anymore. Right?
They don't make those anymore.
They sure don't. And what do you guys want? Go ahead, Jake.
I was going to say, to my knowledge, you guys have been here at the residency too, right?
Correct.
On that as well. So have y'all incorporated a lot of that stuff from the?
Man, I can't spill the beans like that. But what I can say is, from different experiences that we've been a part of and have helped cultivate and introduce, Caesar's Palace was great because we were coming out of the pandemic, and it was his first time being here in Vegas. And so the mindset of what went into creating an ultimate experience, we knocked that pin down. Then Park MGM came. We were able to take a great portion of what we introduced at Park MGM or at Caesar's and bring it there, and got a win there. And we really believe and feel that this is what has led us to this very moment with the Super Bowl.
And I'll say this too. You know, our barometer and our gauge. I mean, literally, you know, working this thing out. It's like having imagery of Prince and Michael was like the target, and we're like, let's land somewhere right in this pocket.
Yeah,
you know, and
that's the bar.
That's the bar, and I think we've all been very mindful of creating just an experience that, you know, when halftime comes, we don't want you to go to the bathroom. We want you to stay put, and we don't want you to check your bets. We want you to be excited and be so engaged. You know, and you know, there's some people that might not be Usher fans, and I think after this, they are going to become new fans.
And they're going to go see him on his tour coming up too. Yes. And last but not least, what's the next project? What you have coming up next? What's the next project you'll be working on? You brothers will be working on?
So surprisingly, we're actually getting ready to help orchestrate the music for the New Edition residency at the Wynn. So we're very excited about that, especially because New Edition was the first concert our parents took us to.
Oh, wow.
So that means a lot to us.
And again, Jimmy Jam and Taylor Lewis. It's like all roads lead back to family.
Back to family.
God bless y'all, man. The Avella brothers, you know, you guys blessed me today. You know, God is good, and appreciate that, man.
Hey, man, y'all are the real deal, man. I'm a believer now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Man, the most valuable thing in life is time, and thank you guys for taking out the time. And, you know, for us Latinos being in this, having this opportunity is great for our people to really see us engaged and doing something together. And we always want to let our folks know, like, you know, you can be whatever you want to be. Just, it's hard. The struggle is very hard, and to accomplish anything that's big and at this magnitude, it always comes with a price. But just keep on going and keep believing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on.
Y'all check them out Sunday halftime show. Can't
Tune in.
Real Deal Sports Show. Subscribe, like, share.
Look like this, but you want this. Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade. Sound guidance and strategy to change your life. Does your finances look like this, but you want this? Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade. Sound guidance and strategy to change your life. Does your finances look like this, but you want this? Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today.
You guys know what's going on. They can check out all the live interviews that we have. Click on live, and you'll see the plethora of interviews started from way back on Monday.
Share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share, copy the link. And you know, we are real deal. We are upstate New York, so we know all too well how it is upstate. And we got a great here fullback for the Detroit Lions. Man, I'm telling you, I almost didn't want to go here because, my man, it was a tough game, you know, and the 49ers, you know, they're in the building. But Jason Kabenda, fullback for the Detroit Lions. After that tough game, how you doing, Jason?
I'm solid, bro. I'm good. I appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Absolutely. You know, fullback is a position that not a lot of teams have. It seems like a lot of those physical great teams, the Dolphins have just incorporated with the Shanahan system, obviously.
Dying breed.
Dying breed, but it's a needed breed.
It's critical.
Last four teams in the postseason have all been, you know, having that. So how do you feel about the fullback position and its importance to the game?
Well, I think anytime you have a certain personnel grouping that can dictate to the defense what they come out in, you know, I think it can be important, especially for a coordinator, being able to know what the defense is going to come out in and being able to put yourself in a position situation where you know what to expect. So I think that's what the most value out of 21 personnel and having a fullback out there is you're going to get base defense, and you can scheme from there. So I think from a schematic aspect, it's important. And then, I think our game right now is in a dire place in terms of I think it's getting softer, and I think you're going to start to see that transition. We've gotten super pass heavy as of recently, a lot of speed, a lot of open space, all that kind of stuff. And I think you're going to see the cycle of football go back to that old school I formation. Okay, now we got a lot of linebackers are hybrids or smaller, can cover now.
Yeah.
Okay, now you'll see the fullbacks come back and smash them up the middle again.
Right.
So,
that's what happened. Buffalo played down. You did the same. Yeah, it's a circle. And I was shocked to see teams have a linebacker so small. The Bills linebacker, Terrell Bernard, small. He got run over many times. He couldn't finish the season. He's a good guy. Good. Marquise Bell got run over. Oh man, the Bills just ran. He still got cleat marks on that jersey. I don't think he could get him off of that jersey after the Bills, the way they ran over him and punished him in that game. And you guys did the same thing when you played him in the regular season game there. Yeah. So I think it's evolved back to the running game. It's like with the fullbacks. The Bills use their fullback. Detroit uses their fullback. And there's several other teams. Denver was using a fullback. So I think it's really evolved already back to a running game.
100%. Because as you start to bring linebackers that can cover, and you're so worried about the pass game, now it's okay. Can they still fill that B gap, that A gap? Can they still set the edge on the outside and maintain their run gaps and stuff like that? So,
how did working with Dan Campbell, being his mentality, how was that for you?
Dan's awesome, man. I think I speak for everybody in that building when I say, we absolutely love Dan and what he brings to us. And Dan is such a consistent dude. He's such a consistent leader. He's a leader of men. Your prototypical football coach that you'd want, the type that leads like an army general. That's how he goes about his business. So that's a guy that we run through a brick wall for, and he motivates us every single day and inspires us to be our best selves. And he brings that juice every single day. He's the same guy every day.
After the playoff loss, what was the feeling in the locker room of the players after that game, or even the next day?
Just letting everyone down. Letting Dan down. All of us had maybe mistakes that we made or things that we could have changed. But, for storylines to be, about Dan's fourth down calls and stuff like that, I'm the type of guy where if we have a sword, I'm going to live and die by the sword.
Okay.
If that's who we've been and that's how we've gotten there, then I have no issues with the fact that we stuck in it when times got tough. That's how I am. I don't like the type of coach who's going to dibble and dabble into who he wants to be today and who he's going to be tomorrow. I like a guy where I know exactly who's going to be in any given situation. Absolutely. And that's what Dan is. So
absolutely. He was
starting your career in Oakland, and then going to Detroit, being there for the last 6 years, I believe. Now, can you tell me about how important this season was to the city of Detroit, being able to get those playoff victories and almost clinch your way to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was huge. In hindsight, right now, we may be really mad about it, and obviously it's a really tough pill to swallow, being that we got that close to the Super Bowl. But I think when time passes and we do look back, we're gonna recognize the season as a special one, and I'll never forget what that stadium sounded like in that first freaking home game. And just I didn't grow up as a Michigan native, so I didn't have that angst of that 20-30 year buildup, and to be able to be in that stadium and experience what it felt like to feel that energy of people who have been waiting literally their entire lives for that moment. And to be able to feel that energy and it be captivating in that stadium, man, it was super electric, super special. I'll never forget it.
What's the goals for next year?
It's the bowl. When you come this close,
now
that's how it goes.
So you feel, because you have seasoned guys, it's a young team, but you still have some seasoned veterans on there that now the young guys are seeing what it takes, what the sacrifices you have to make to get to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, absolutely. I genuinely feel like we have all the pieces. I think when it comes to next year, it's just going to be a matter of, can we come hungrier than this year?
Exactly. You got to be hungry.
We got the pieces. You saw. Everybody watched that game.
Yeah. The draft picks, their front office is outstanding, bringing in all that young talent.
Absolutely. And we'll have even more young talent with another draft, obviously. And Brad's been doing a great job of making sure they're bringing in guys who are culture guys. They don't care. The thing, and that's what I love about Dan and Brad, is the fact that they are not going to sacrifice talent for culture. They won't do it. They won't do
that. They won't do it.
They won't do it. They don't care how talented you are. If you're not a fit culturally for us, if you're not a guy who loves the game, if you're not a guy who loves to play for his teammates, who will sacrifice his body for teammates, if you're not a receiver that's going to block when you know the ball's not coming to you, you're not going to play for Detroit. And I think that means something. I think that's why our identity is so strong.
Hey, also talk about Ben Johnson. We are upstate New York, so Buffalo Bills. We see the importance of a great coordinator. Ken Dorsey getting fired, Joe Brady taking over. Tell me about Ben Johnson, who's the Chicago too.
Yeah, my guy. I was with him at Penn State when he was a GA at Penn State, man.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I know Joe Brady a while, man. I'm happy for him.
How do you think he's been doing with his how do you finish the season off?
Joe?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw what he had the last 6 games, I think it was, and I think the offense looked a lot more improved. I mean, when you got a guy like Josh Allen, a quarterback who can do the special things he can do, whether it's running, whether it's making plays, whether it's extending plays, I think he just did a good job of getting them back in rhythm. I think for a guy like that, it's important to play with a rhythm. So Joe's been doing a good job. You saw him with that LSU team with Joe Burrow, 2019. Joe's been cooking up for a little bit now, so I think it's pretty cool to see him get his opportunity like this. And then speaking on Ben, I mean, we love Ben, bro. I mean, I think Ben's no secret to anybody at this point. I mean, he's been as consistent as they come. He's prepared us week in and week out. He's a super detailed guy. Teaches the game really well as a teacher in terms of being a coach. Breaks it down as simple as possibly can be with whatever caveats we may have. But Ben's awesome. And I think when you have a culture where you got coaches who got head coaching opportunities, can go take a ton of more money somewhere else, and they look back and say, you know what? This is Detroit. I got more business I got to handle here. It stays. I think that tells you what kind of culture we got.
It certainly does. That really does.
With Aaron's Landon. I know you're on the offensive side of the ball, but you guys got a great staff, great team, and we hope to see you. Well, we will see you next year. I believe that the schedules did come out. Detroit and Buffalo will be playing each other next year, so can't wait to see you there. Thanks so much for being on the Real Deal
Appreciate
Sports.
you guys, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. And how people follow you?
Hey, follow me at Jason Cabana, man. I keep it simple, baby.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jason, for coming on the show. Real Deal Sports Show. Like us, subscribe, and share.
Nice.
My name is Jimmy Oliver, owner of California Income Tax Council and California Alumni Insurance Services. We've been helping our clients for over 45 years avoid costly tax mistakes and to take advantage of the many opportunities available for tax savings, including legitimate tax breaks most people are either misinformed or unaware of. When it comes to handling the Internal Revenue Service, allow our many years of experience to help you in providing complete filings and the accurate return for you. There are many responsibilities you have for your business to manage on a day-to-day basis without having to take hours out of your time to learn new tax laws, credits, and rebates. We stay updated on all regulations, laws, and benefits, giving our clients the peace of mind that comes with the most accurate return. Our insurance services also keep our clients well protected throughout the year. Call us today at 510-238-8800 and allow us to help you with both your insurance.
Man, this one hit home, right, man? This one hit home.
It just doesn't get better than this. My goodness, Fun Friday is just taking off.
And we got a true vocal legend, a great vocalist, a legend. We all grew up with him. Hey, man, my girl, LaToya London. LaToya, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show.
All right, you've come a long way since 2004, being a finalist on American Idol with a stacked, stellar crew that season. I mean, we had Fantasia winning it, Jennifer Hudson, and of course LaToya, and we was all rooting for you. I had America just glued to the screen on y'all season. How have you been since then? And I know you've been 20 years, so tell us about some of your things that you got going on.
That's 20 years ago?
Yes.
Oh,
it doesn't seem like it, right?
Oh, my gosh, man.
Especially how you got the television.
Yesterday,
it don't look like it either.
No, it doesn't.
Wow, I have been blessed. I will say that I've been able to just live off of my gift, prior to that and after. And of course, after, it's just been amazing because that platform gave me a household name. dream. So very, very happy to have been able to work off of that all these years.
How did you get started growing up? How did you get into singing?
So my mom, she was just really supportive. So she noticed that, that's something that I loved, and it was received, by family and friends, and they weren't just biased. Like,
right.
Sometimes they'll be delusional right with you. Yeah, baby, go to sing, baby.
Right.
But they were realistic, and she just put me in the right things. So like different choirs and vocal coaching and things like that, and then it's into talent shows. And so from there, dots would connect. Meeting other people or just getting involved in things. So I started out singing in clubs locally, in my hometown, and then into corporate bands, wedding singing, and then I auditioned for American Idol. So, and I was in a studio as well growing up, like just honing the studio skills. So when it was time to record an album, I was pretty seasoned. I knew what was up.
Did you have a household name prior to this in your city of Oakland?
In Oakland, it was starting to build. Yeah, because like I said, those clubs that I sang at, they were like, they were the spots that people went to. And so, every week I was probably singing at 3 clubs a week. Yeah.
Getting paid?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, pennies, but we would pass a hat around and the whole band would split that little pot, and we did, we sang hard. Performed, the instrumentalists as well as myself, like 3 sets a night. You know what I mean? Where you're singing for like an hour or 45 minutes, then you take like maybe a 15-minute break, and then you go again and do it again. So with not the best sound equipment, so paying my dues basically.
Yes. What's keeping you motivated?
Wow, this is all I know how to do.
I hear you.
This is it. You know what I mean? I was born to perform. I was born to entertain. So along with singing, I act. I've done musical theater all through these years. Actually, I did. The Color Purple Broadway tour.
Oh, no.
I toured with Tyler Perry, Medea on the Run, Snoop Dogg's Redemption of a Dog, Set It Off, the stage play with Jacarius Johnson. Just a lot of plays over the years. I was Jada.
Oh, yeah.
I was Stoney.
Yeah, she was Stoney. And then you were Nettie in
The Color Purple. And Fantasia actually joined our cast, too.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of experience. You've been really working your craft.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like the theater side of it? Do you like the theater side of it?
I do.
As well?
I do. Was new to it, prior to American Idol. Like, that's something that they would say on the show, like, your voice would be wonderful for Broadway. And, I didn't grow up on Broadway. I wasn't exposed to that. So I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know what that world was about. So being introduced to it and getting into it, I definitely fell in love with it. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
It's
different. You have to
you're telling the story live. There's no cut and start again if you mess up, you have to project, because people aren't just watching you on television, they're watching you in a theater. So if they're in the nosebleeds, they still have to feel you as though they are right there in the front row. So, it really challenges you and develops you as an entertainer, I believe.
And help keep you working 6 nights a week and doing the matinees as well. How do you take care of your throat and take care of your, just so that you're ready to perform and get the proper rest you need in between and having that dark on Monday night, having that Monday off?
Yeah. You just said it. Sleep, rest, knowing what works for you, knowing what does not work for you, and listening and being disciplined and
And a West Coast native, obviously. We're here in Vegas right now. Tell me a little bit about the Whitney Houston residency that's coming up.
Yes. So, I, just to go back a little bit, I released some music as well on my own label. And so with that, I'm also producing shows. And so this first show that I'm producing is a Whitney Houston tribute. And so I'm singing Whitney Houston's music. She was my American Idol. What people appreciate me for, I got that from Whitney Houston. So I felt if I were going to do something, to pay homage or tribute to anyone, it would be her first. And so really excited about that show. Like I said, it's L London Presents production, and it's going to be a residency here in Vegas. So I'm really excited about that. It's still under development, so I can't, disclose that. But I'm so excited about
spring
that.
Or summer?
Yes. Yep.
Spring, somewhere in that time period?
Oh,
good.
Let spring and summer, so I'm really excited.
What's your favorite Whitney Houston song?
Ooh, that's a good one. It is, just because it's on the top of my head, I'm going to say, Are You Really Ready for Love? It's called Talking Again, just the lonely talking again. Yeah. It's not like one of her main hits, but it's a groove, it's a vibe, it's the soulful side of Whitney. But yeah, I'm singing all of her stuff.
Oh man, we are excited for that. And anything else that you have going on that you want to share?
Yes, I have a single out with Anthony Hamilton, and that was released off my own label. I'm so excited.
What's the name of the label?
It's called Royal Sound Music Group.
Royal Sound Music Group.
And it's called On Everything. The song is called On Everything. You can get it on all streaming platforms, and also the video is on YouTube. We have over 6 million views right now, so it's a beautiful song. It just talks about real love and how to keep it going.
I know that's
wow.
That's
beautiful.
It's like that old school.
You got a special place where you pulling that from?
Absolutely, from a place of just yearning of what I want to see, what I feel inside, just where how love used to be expressed, right? Through song. Back in the day, it was vulnerable. You know what I mean? It was vulnerable, and you talked out your problems, or you mentioned your issues. You know what I mean? You didn't you wanted to work together for the common goal of being together, not working against each other. And so that's what this song is about. It's about bringing love together and what that entails. So the song kind of explains a situation that describes that. So hopefully it, gives someone else some.
Yes.
So
you have a lot going on.
Inspiration. Yeah.
You're very busy. Very busy. Yeah.
And where can our listening audience find you?
Yes.
You can find me at latoyalondon.com at my website. Please go on there, and you can either go to my contact page, or you can also sign up on my email listing to stay in touch on where I will be as far as a city near you or whatever I'm doing. And also on Instagram, it's Latoya London Official, and that's Latoya. A lot of people get that wrong. So.
Beautiful, talented, busy, grinding hard. Latoya London, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on Real Deal Sports Show, and we'll be right back. Keep in mind, Facebook, YouTube, like us, subscribe, share. On Stage Plus production company making all of this happen. Check them out as well.
Absolutely.
Finances look like this, but you want this. Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the
AEW World Tag Team Champion Darby Allin. Darby, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir. Happy to be here, man.
How's it feel being in Vegas?
Vegas is a love-hate relationship. I feel good right now. But I've had some rough times in Vegas.
I believe it, man. We all done had our rough times in Vegas, but tell us, coming off of a historic win, you and your partner Sting winning. What does it mean to win that championship with Sting?
With him, somebody of his.
Yes.
What's the word? I don't know the word for it. His caliber's not even big enough.
No, dude, it means everything, because I tell people all the time, the most important part of a story is the end. So if his end of his career is tarnished and it's made a mockery and everyone's oh man, he should have retired back in, I believe it was 2015. He had that neck injury, and he essentially, they told him he'd never wrestle again.
Wow.
So then he came to AEW almost to be like an ambassador to the company. We didn't think he was going to wrestle, and then I kind of talked him into it. And then it feels good that he's got this new lease on life, and to become tag champions with him, man, it means everything. And then March 3rd, his final showdown with Sting.
Let me ask you this: like, now that Ric Flair's hanging back around, like those two, have you partied with them?
No, dude. Sting don't party. Rick parties, but Sting don't party. Sting, right when his stuff's done, he just disappears.
Wow.
He just disappears, man. He lives a very, very private life.
So Flair's around. Have you partied with him?
I don't party. I don't do anything. You know, like I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm like straight edge. But my party is like jumping off roofs and like going crazy.
The rush from that.
Yes, doing stunts with like skateboarding and all this stuff, climbing Mount Everest. That's my party.
So with skateboarding, how long you been doing that?
My whole life.
Okay, because I see like you use it in the ring, and it's a party. It's a party you get.
Yeah, man. I was a skateboarder before I was a wrestler.
Okay.
And I built this big skate park in my backyard, man. So like I skateboard literally every day I can.
And what wrestlers have influenced you? Obviously, Sting being one of them. But what other wrestlers influenced you and got you to want to continue and get into the industry?
Jeff Hardy, Mick Foley, guys like that.
Hardcore Extreme.
Yeah, well, because I've always loved stunts. I've always loved pushing myself to the limits. But the thing is like these guys, it's like a live stunt show, And the fans always tell me, Darby, slow down in the ring. You don't have to impress us anymore. I'm like, I hate to break to you, but I'm not doing it for you.
Right.
I love the rush I get from it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, hey, I'm not trying to impress anybody. I just like to. I feel the rush.
So what would you say? Okay, what would you say the most daring stunt you've ever done is?
Man, I took a Jeep and I jumped 96 feet over my house.
Oh man!
And I flew into some trailers. And I thought for sure I was gonna break my back because Travis Pastrana, a Nitro Circus legend, like he helped set that up, and he told me, hey, there's a good chance you're gonna break your back doing this. And then, I tell Tony Khan, who obviously owns AEW, and he says, yo, can we get you a stunt double to do this? I'm like, I couldn't live with myself if I had a stunt double. So I did it, but I walked away perfectly fine.
Man, look at that.
Let me tell you, if somebody that actually broke their back, it's not funny.
So that was a pretty, I'd say that's a serious stunt that I did.
And what are your next goals with AEW? I mean, obviously, this is a major goal, major accomplishment. What else do you want to see?
So after Sting retires, March 3rd, I'm going to climb Mount Everest in April. So once I climb Mount Everest and I get back, in order to become the face of this company, I need to be world champion. So like that's obviously the next logical goal is to be world champion. So.
Man, that's going well. We're excited to see you do it. You've meant so much to AEW. One of the homegrown talents. In a company that's ever growing and just you got the rival over there trying to compete, but you guys are doing your thing, holding it down.
Also, like, what would you say are the differences between the two, like the E and then AEW? Because like
I don't know because I've never been in that system, but just to like with AEW for me, it's the creative freedom, like what they let me do inside the ring and outside the ring. Like I said, I jumped in Jeep over my house. I'm climbing Mount Everest. Like, come on! But what you see in the ring is Darby Allin. 100%. Like, no one tells me to, what to do or what not to do. It's like just be you, and that's why I feel like I've been able to get over with the fans as fast as I have.
Absolutely.
So,
Darby Allin, World Tag Team Champion with Sting, AEW World Tag Team Champion. Happy to have you on the show. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Real Deal Sports Show, and of course, thank you to All Stage Plus Television Network. Deal Sports Show. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the Facebook, share it. Man, we've been going crazy in Vegas this week. The time has almost come to an end, and before we leave, you got to get us prepped for next year. That's why we have Marcus Brown, chair of Super Bowl 25. Excuse me, not Super Bowl 25.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, Super Bowl 2020, Super Bowl in 2025, Super Bowl 59, and it's going to be a great one in New Orleans, Louisiana. Marcus, thanks for joining us.
Look, thanks for having me. We're happy to be here. Looking forward to enjoying Vegas, but also looking forward to having you guys come down to New Orleans in 2025.
Yes, and how you're going to have to go some because yours in 2013 was off the chain. It was a very well thought out and well presented event there in 2013 for that Super Bowl there in New Orleans. How's the planning coming along?
Well, you know, when you think about New Orleans, you think about having the food, the music, you know, the culture, the people, the entertainment.
Yeah.
The fact that you can walk the streets and drink alcohol. I mean, all those things make for an interesting city, and you can walk from anywhere in the city to the Superdome.
Yeah.
And so it's a walkable city. So we are going to provide all the things that make New Orleans special traditionally. And then we got some new twists. We got some things coming, some of which I can't say because we're going to let Vegas have its moment.
Yeah, let them have their moment.
As soon as they have their moment, we're going to start laying out what we're going to do in 2025, but it's going to be special.
Oh man, it's absolutely. We can't wait. Tell us some of the things that we can look forward to. What are some of the things that a fan can experience? What are like your top things that a fan should be expecting? That way we know what to expect and have an eye for.
Have an idea of
Yeah, well, if you come to New Orleans, the two bookends are, you're going to hit the streets of the French Quarters, and you're going to hit the seats of the Superdome, and then you got to do both of those things. But in the middle, you got uptown New Orleans where you got the universities and you got the zoo, you got the French Quarter, you got the district where you've got the music district. That's just a array of things you're going to have. You got a great park. We've got music in every venue. People think about the French Quarter as being a music venue. We've got about 5 separate music venues where multiple people are playing all the time across the city.
Yeah, what about that park? Are you going to use that big park?
We're going to use City Park.
Near the children's, we took our grandkids to the Children's Museum back during the holiday season when we were in town.
As a matter of fact, what you're talking about is we just built a multi-million-dollar children's museum in our city park.
Yeah.
And so,
That's it. That's what we went to. Yeah. When we came out, and I didn't realize that park was there. We just drove through the park. Oh, it was a beautiful area.
That park is a great venue for parties. I think there's a possibility we might even have a party out there.
Okay.
But it's a great open space, close to the city, close to downtown. I think that's what makes New Orleans really special. Everywhere you go, it's close to downtown. It's close to your hotel. And that makes it a lot easier to navigate.
It sure does. And you mentioned Tremaine. You just ready to say what's going on down there?
Well, Tremaine is New Orleans in its finest. I mean, Tremaine is pure culture, old New Orleans. That's where all the old jazz came from. That's where all the black businesses were developed, and that's just a long-standing culture and rhythm to that area. You hear about the Mardi Gras Indians. Mardi Gras Indians. You'll find them. Largely in the Tremaine area, and you might not know Mardi Gras is actually going on right now. This is the first big weekend of Mardi Gras. So there's a great Super Bowl going on here. There's a party bigger than anything you can imagine going on in New Orleans right now.
And Southern University was here they opened the show for the Soulful Gospel Celebration on Wednesday night. That it'll air tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on CBS. Everybody check it out. They Kirk Franklin, the NFL choir, and the Southern University band opened the show, and there was excellent performance by them. And they mentioned that they wanted them here for the Super Bowl, but they're going back to participate in the Bacchus parade, the Mardi Gras Bacchus parade on Sunday, back in New Orleans.
Well, I'm the chair of the Super Bowl host committee, but I'm an SU grad.
Oh yeah.
So so when you start talking about the marching band at SU, that's close to my heart. I mean, and there's a friendly rivalry across the SWAC. All the bands are great, but I think the greatest band in the land is from Jaguar Land.
Yeah, the jukebox, right?
Oh, yeah, the human
jukebox, man. No doubt about it. Yeah, you really did that. And now, any other things that we can look forward to for New Orleans for next year? The dome, you had renovations of the dome, too. How much renovations?
We spent about $500 million renovating the dome. So when you come to the dome, externally, it's going to look like the dome. The fan experience internally is going to be very different. A lot of these cities that are getting the Super Bowls have brand new stadiums.
Correct.
And so we don't have a new stadium, but internally it's going to be just like new. We spent about $14.5 billion since you were last there on infrastructure. So flooding issues and the kinds of issues that generally plague New Orleans, we've got a handle on that. Although in January, February time frame, it's not storm season. The weather is great in New Orleans. It's just a perfect time to be in New Orleans that time of year.
Absolutely. And how can people keep track of what's going on through the what's the website for the host committee?
Well, the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation.com is where you can go, but we're going to have some big announcements coming on February 21st. And so as soon as we let Vegas have its moment, and Vegas deserves to have its moment, we're coming in hot, man. We're coming in hot.
Okay.
Right behind Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
And we want everybody to be in New Orleans, have a good time.
We can't wait. The music from Lil Wayne and that crew, and then you got the food. It's just going to be a great time.
Lil Wayne, Big Frida, Trombone Shorty, we get on the list.
Exactly. I'm over on Frenchman Drive. That's one of my favorite. That's my favorite part of Blue Nile, Snug Harbor, and all those spots over there.
And then our New Orleans Center for Creative Arts, NOCA, with the graduates like Whitney Marcellus and Batiste. I mean, all those people are going to be in New Orleans because it's the 50th anniversary of NOCA. So it's just going to be an interesting time, a fun time. Everything you love about New Orleans, we're going to have there. They're going to bring this incredible game there. And I think it's just going to be, we've had the Super Bowl 10 previous times. Wow. This will be number 11. There's something about the city that makes people keep coming.
That's right. It's something about, because the hotels, everything is set up for a big event, like Super Bowl week. It really is. It really is. So thank you for coming on Real Deal Sports Show.
Where can fans, get more information as we anticipate Super Bowl?
The Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation is going to be pushing out, website content, where to connect, all that. Start February 21st.
Can't wait.
So,
Same here.
Just keep track, but enjoy Vegas.
Absolutely.
Give it its due, and then we're up next.
Yes, indeed. They're doing a fabulous job too. Las Vegas. The host committee. They've done a fabulous job all week with opening night, media party night, the tour of the stadium. Everything has just been outstanding. So looking forward to the tour for those new renovations of the Superdome for sure. Thank you for coming on Real Deal Sports Show. Remember, Facebook, YouTube, check us out. Share, like, subscribe, comment, make comments, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
Absolutely.
Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate.
Back to the Real Deal Sports Show. It's been jumping in Vegas. We got another special guest in the building. Man, Las Vegas has been great to us. Man, we're here at the Real Deal Sports Show. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share these exclusive interviews powered by Onstage Plus. And we got the great Jimmy Bell in the building. You always see us find us in Super Bowl. It's always a pleasure to have him. Jimmy, how you feeling?
What's cracking? I love that I'm allowed to come bully my way up in the set with the fan bab. It's one thing to do your interviews. We love doing what we do. But when you can get with the fam, y'all fam.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's different. Man. We got a family reunion right now.
Absolutely. Always. And when you 6'5", I ain't gonna get in the way.
Bro, I'm gonna say it because I got to come down 70 so I can get arrested for indecent exposure.
Oh my God.
So right now I'm 340, 349 to be exact, and I gotta come. Next time y'all see me, bro, I'm telling you, Jay, I'm gonna be sexy, bro.
Oh man, listen, I'm trying to get like you. I'm 309 right now myself, man. I gotta get on your.
Let's do it, bro.
We're gonna do it.
Next year in New Orleans, we're gonna be sexy.
Exactly.
Well, we sexy now, but you know what I'm saying. We'll be healthy sexy.
But one of my favorite reasons why I love to interview you, Jimmy, is just the stuff that you're doing in the community and just the relationship that you've built with the Kingdom Movement and over with Chris Broussard and Dr. Brian.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that for those who don't know and how they can hear more about that.
Yeah, so I appreciate you acknowledging that because, we all come to the Super Bowl. We all love to be a part of all of this stuff. But, one thing that does fill my soul is every year the Kingdom Movement with Chris Broussard and Dr. Bryant, along with Pro Speak, we come into a community, which I'm privileged to be a part of. We come into a community, whichever Super Bowl community, we go into a high school and we kind of minister to the kids, bro. You know, we give them some life, we give them some swag, we talk to them, we let them ask us questions, we let them fill us. You know, we give them some meat and some tools that they can use to overcome and achieve and walk the walk that they choose to live that incredible life that they want to live. Also, we do a huddle, which you were at. I saw you sneak in there
yesterday,
last night.
Had to.
We do a pretty dope ministry event where we acknowledge some ministry people in the community. Last night, we the assistant general manager of the Raiders. We acknowledged him as well as his family. We raised some money to help with other ministries, and just trying to be the light, man. Just trying to give some love to the communities and to the people. So I love being a part of that stuff.
Absolutely. And obviously you played for the Chargers, you played for the Giants, doing your thing. How has it been not then and now, with faith being so much more prevalent in sports? I'm seeing it everywhere on social media. How's things changed? Has it grown in your opinion?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people don't agree because I don't live a victimization mentality at all. There's never been more of a prevalent time for your faith to be relevant.
Yes.
People think there's a war on the faith. No, there's not. It's not. Back in the day, we didn't have Bible studies. Back in the day, minus Dion and Aeneas Williams and a couple other cats, there was no acknowledgement of the Father. There was no acknowledgement of Yeshua. Now everybody is making it a point to let people know who they serve. And that's really what it's about, is who you serve. So some people who I think stand in more of a victimization perspective, they would think that I think it's as open as it's ever been in that space, in this NFL space. It's actually more open to be even a brand than even before. Right before, if you didn't talk in sales, what do? You don't talk politics. You don't talk religion.
Exactly.
Well, now people don't have a problem with that.
Absolutely. Is there any other thing that you wanted to cover?
That's it. Hey, check this out, people.
Yes.
Hey, man, I've been doing this super dope project in Puerto Rico, bro.
Yeah.
God spoke to me 5 years ago that I would go to the island and be a conduit of change.
Amen to that, yes.
And what we're doing is that we build an incubator. We're taking 300 acres. It's a former prison, and we're turning it into a socioeconomic, educational, and athletic incubator to positively progress individuals on the island towards opportunity. I'll give you an example. Think about it. The Caribbean runs Major League Baseball, right? Which includes Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Well, they don't run college baseball.
No, they don't.
They don't run the World Series.
Right.
Why is that? Well, because for them it's baseball or bust.
Right.
They don't go through the process of using my athleticism to maybe get a college education at the mainland, build some relationships. I could possibly go to the league, but I could possibly also do some other things that could uplift myself and the community. So those are the things that we're doing. If people go to empowerpuertorico.org, they can see exactly what we're doing. It's a pretty dope project that, if anybody out there, and listen, I know I'm talking to the New York folk. I know it's a lot of Boniquas up in the area. Boricua, Bonita. Hey, y'all better go to the website of Empowered Puerto Rico, empoweredpr.org, and check it out. Thanks for asking.
Where can they find you at?
They could also come check me out at jimmybellempowers.com. We actually just put up the new website. We have some super dope stuff coming, from athletics to academics to education, life coaching, giving people tools that they can use in their everyday life to help positively progress them to whatever level that they choose.
Hey, man, the great Jimmy Bell, always a pleasure to have you on the Real Deal Sports Show. Remember, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's going down, man. We still got a couple days, couple hours left right here in Vegas. Let's keep it locked right here on the
Mama
Real
B.
Deal.
Hello, my name is Jimmy Oliver, owner of California Income Tax Council and California Alumni Insurance Services. We've been helping our clients for over 45 years avoid costly tax mistakes and to take advantage of the many opportunities available for tax savings, including legitimate tax breaks most people are either misinformed or unaware of. When it comes to handling the Internal Revenue Service, allow our many years of experience to help you in providing complete filings and the accurate return for you. There are many responsibilities you have for your business to manage on a day-to-day basis without having to take hours out of your time to learn new tax laws, credits, and rebates. We stay updated on all regulations, laws, and benefits, giving our clients the peace of mind that comes with the most accurate return. Our insurance services also keep our clients well protected throughout the year. Call us today at 510-238-8800 and allow us to help you with both your insurance and income tax needs. Hello, my name is Jimmy Oliver, owner of California Income Tax Council and California Alumni Insurance Services. We've been helping our clients for over 45 years avoid costly tax mistakes and to take advantage of the many opportunities available for tax savings, including legitimate tax breaks most people are either misinformed or unaware of. When it comes to handling the Internal Revenue Service, allow our many years of experience to help you in providing complete filings and the accurate return for you. There are many responsibilities you have for your business to manage on a day-to-day basis without having to take hours out of your time to learn new tax laws, credits, and rebates. We stay updated on all regulations, laws, and benefits, giving our clients the peace of mind that comes with the most accurate return. Our insurance services also keep our clients well protected throughout the year. Call us today at 510-238-8800 and allow us to help you with both your insurance and income tax needs. Hello. My name is Jimmy Oliver, owner of California Income Tax Council and California Alumni Insurance Services. We've been helping our clients for over 45 years avoid costly tax mistakes and to take advantage of the many opportunities available for tax savings, including legitimate tax breaks most people are either misinformed or unaware of. When it comes to handling the Internal Revenue Service, allow our many years of experience to help you in providing complete filings and the accurate return for you. There are many responsibilities you have for your business to manage on a day-to-day basis without having to take hours out of your time to learn new tax laws, credits, and rebates. We stay updated on all regulations, laws, and benefits, giving our clients the peace of mind that comes with the most accurate return. Our insurance services also keep our clients well protected throughout the year. Call us today at 510-238-8800 and allow us to help you with both your insurance and income tax needs.
And welcome back to the Real Deal Sports Show. Man, this keeps on going and going and going. We made it all the way to Friday and it's still good and popping, right? Ain't that right, man?
Yes, indeed. We're still on and popping. Real Deal Sports Show, YouTube, like us, share, subscribe, share. Those are the three things we ask you. Doesn't cost you doesn't cost you it's free. Doesn't cost you anything, but it means a hell of a lot to us. Please do subscribe, like, share.
And who do we have?
Our next guest for Real Deal Sports Show is, pronounce your name before I'm ready.
Vashti
Hurt. And she's with Carolina Blitz. And can you tell us about what is Carolina Blitz?
Carolina Blitz is my baby, right? So I was a stockbroker, but I loved sports, and I started Carolina Blitz probably about 7 years ago as a one-man band. Now we have a staff of about 6 or 7, and we cover the Carolina Panthers, Duke, UNC, NC State. So we bring a fresh and kind of like a cool perspective to sports in the Carolinas.
Now, what got you interested in the sports, and how was that growing up?
I played sports,
gotcha.
So always
what did you
involved.
play?
I was a hooper and I did track.
Okay.
So
you look like a sprinter. Or you did
I wasn't a sprinter.
Did you do?
I did field events.
Shot put and discus.
More like, so I was never good at shot put. It required too much strength. I was more power, so like weight throw, that kind of stuff. So that required explosiveness.
Right, I know that's you covering the game because you've been there.
Yeah.
And what's your take on the Carolina Panthers currently? The state of the Carolina Panthers.
It's a mess. So y'all see it. I've been covering the Panthers for 5-6 years.
Wow.
I'm now on my 4th coach of trying to get to know. So I was there for the end of Rivera, then Matt Rule years, 1 year with Reich, and now Canales. So we'll see. I was there for the introductory presser. They also had a little kind of meet and greet for us on the beat to get to know them on a more personal side. He's young, he's energetic, seems very personable. I'm curious how that will relate to the current players in the locker room, and see how he can gather those. But a big thing that they were able to do is retain Ejiro Evero, who was a defensive coordinator, who also was hiring. I think there were other teams who wanted him to be their defensive coordinator there. I think Seattle was one of them. But he had a couple of head coaching jobs. He'll be a hot name if the Panthers continue to be a top 10 defense. He'll be another hot name again next year. But to have that continuity on that side of the ball, with how they played last year, very, very important. So I think that honestly, as an incoming new first-time head coach, that was very big for him to be able to keep Evero and have that stabilization on the defensive side of the ball, which far outperformed offensive.
Definitely happy about that. And of course, I had to get your analysis with the draft coming up. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud taking off and doing his thing, doing a phenomenal job. Now Bryce Young obviously doesn't have the support around him in regards to the talent of the field. Probably the 32nd ranked offensive line. And
this guy, he has the juice. All right, no sleep. He's highly competitive, a hard worker, and he has the talent to be a top quarterback. I'm not ready to mail it in. Obviously, C.J. Stroud, Offensive Rookie of the Year, led the Texans to the playoffs. Amazing first year. I think everybody expected that from Bryce Young. It didn't happen. The offensive line regressed for the Carolina Panthers. Icky and Kim Ikwanu, that left tackle who they drafted in the first round ahead of Bryce, he regressed. So I think right now, I think Bryce was sacked more than any other quarterback. If not, he was in that, he was competing with a few others for that title. So if you can't protect your quarterback, you can't expect him to excel. So I think that's one of Canales' first jobs, figure out what guys on the roster you want to keep on the offensive line and scheme so that they'll be able to keep Bryce upright and figure out how to get the best out of him. I think that's why they hired him, because of his success in Seattle. And then
Russell Wilson and also
Baker Mayfield
recently. And Baker Mayfield and him and Bryce are about the same size. They're very small
Baker's
guys.
a little thicker.
Because he's been in the weight room.
Right.
This
Baker's
guy Bryce Young got to get in the weight room.
He's not gonna lift though.
To me,
he better lift, because he's not going to be around long if he don't lift. All those guys, they look like that when they're rookie year, because they don't have a time to train. They go right to the draft and go to all these events and things, and they don't have their regular regimen. So their second to third year, that's when because that's how Baker Mayfield looked. His first he was a thin guy, but once they get in there and bulk him up during the off season, he'll look totally different when he comes to training camp. I guarantee you.
Reminiscent of Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins.
That's another one. That's another one. Yeah.
Former Alabama quarterback, and it seems like now those Alabama quarterbacks, you just need too much around them. You know what I mean? It's like you have to invest in too much around them. To be a first round pick, I'm just not sure if it's worth the investment at this point. I'm just thinking like maybe getting a guy like a CJ or even a Justin Fields who he's not winning, but you see the talent is there on the field. He needs to go to another organization.
Or a rollout, or I thought they made a mistake of keeping Bryce Young in the pocket. I thought they should have been rolling him out, play action, roll him out so he could see the field. He don't have to worry about nobody batting the ball down because he done rolled out of the pocket, and then that way he has to make the decision where you're going with the football and get rid of the ball. And all rookies hold the ball too long.
Yeah.
It takes them a while to get used to the speed of the game or the NFL game and get rid of the ball. And my concern is you're drafting. What's that Joe Horn's son that's the defensive back? He can't stay on the field. What's his name? I can't think of
Jason Horn.
Because he ain't on the field. I can't even think of Jason Horn. If Jason Horn can JC. If JC can come back and stay on the field and produce, you just need guys that can stay on the field and help this Carolina Panther team overall out. Because you have a good nucleus. The kid Brown, I saw him at Auburn. Derek Brown, and he's doing just like he did in Auburn. He can force the pocket, push it back. You just need a couple other rushers that can work with Brown and close the pocket down on their opponents. But on the offensive side, the offensive line is the key. Get him a line and roll him out a little bit. And I think Canales will probably do some quick passing, 2-step, 3-step drops with him.
Yeah, I think that, and you mentioned getting Bryce to roll out more, getting him out of the pocket. Those are when he made some of his most impressive throws. And that's what he did in Alabama. He was one of those guys, he wasn't in the pocket, or he was, and he saw an opportunity to kind of move, shift things, kind of make the defense react to his movement and allow his receivers more time. That's when he excelled. And so I do think that you'll see him do more of that. But also that receiving group for the Carolina Panthers this season was subpar.
Okay.
Subpar. If Adam Thielen is your wide receiver 1, there's a problem. And that's no knock on Adam Thielen, because being he knows being an old head in the locker room, to have the production that he had was great. But that's not who you want as your wide receiver 1. Adam Thielen needs to be wide receiver 3. He's your third down, short down wide receiver.
Right.
They need to add more speed in that wide receiver room so that you have a downfield threat. And they need to. That's going to be key. Offensive line and weapons. You can find a good running back. You can scheme for running backs, but they got to add some speed to that wide receiver room and to give Bryce more weapons.
Absolute. And how can people follow you?
Or you can follow @KeepBlitzing on Twitter. CarolinaBlitz.com is where you'll find all of our written content, and Carolina Blitz on Instagram, YouTube as well. So yeah, follow us. We're social.
All right, there you go. Thank you so much for coming on Real Deal Sports Show. Remember, it's live on YouTube right now. Check it out. Subscribe, like, share. Keep it up. On Stage Plus Productions as well. Get it out on Roku and all the other social media platforms out here. So keep back. We'll be right back with our next guest. Thank you for watching Real Deal Sports Show. There we go.
When Super Bowl 58 has been amazing right here in Las Vegas. They're bringing out all the kicks, man. Y'all been with us all week right here on the Real Deal Sports Show. And Rad, man, we got a special guest. Ain't that right?
Yes, we do. We have right up and back in Rochester, New York, Fox Sports 1280. We have host of the Odd Couple, one of the hosts of the Odd Couple, Mr. Rob Parker.
What's up? Every year, I'm here.
That's right.
Every year you're here, man.
No doubt.
And grateful for you, man. You're always coming through, Can you tell us a little bit about, the Odd Couple, as you know, for our listening audience. We're here on 1280. We listen to you all the time. But for those who need to get a little bit more information.
Yep. Odd Couple, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Me and Chris Broussard. Chris, he's on First Things First. We've been friends for over 25 years, so it's kind of great to have the radio show. We're into year 6 together as Fox Sports Radio. And we just have a fun and informative show. Tell it like it is. Yeah. 2 non-athletes, journalists who keep it real all the time, and no favorites. We don't play favorites.
Absolutely.
You sure don't. You don't play favorites at all. And also, you have a Hall of Fame vote for Major League Baseball. And what did you think of the last selection process?
I didn't like that Gary Sheffield. I voted for 2 people, Adrian Beltre and Gary Sheffield. To me, those were the Hall of Famers on the list.
Exactly.
They're starting to put too many guys in who are the Hall of very good that I'm just not with. I think it should be a special place, and don't just let people get in through the back door, get in with very good stats. So it drives me crazy.
Yeah. Do you think it was because the guys that got in, because they were friendly with the media, where Gary Sheffield was not a fan favorite of the media?
Nah, it's just a steroid that he's connected with that.
Right. Oh, wow.
And I just think that, and even though he wasn't, he was clean, came clean, that he rubbed some clear on his leg or whatever. But Sheffield was a star from day one.
Yeah.
When he started with the Brewers, if you remember, he was a star.
Oh, definitely.
I don't believe that is what made him a great player. This dude walked more times than he struck out in his major league career. How many guys could say that? As a power hitter who hit over 500 home runs. Right. Like nobody. He was incredible. And also, don't forget to check out the website, MLBBro.com. MLB Bro, because you need to know.
You need to know.
That's right.
Exactly. Need to check that out. And this weekend's football game, what do you think is, what's your take on it?
Well, first I'm going to say this. All right, brace yourself.
Yes, sir.
If I'm picking a quarterback for the Super Bowl, I would take Eli Manning over Patrick Mahomes any day, 100 times out of 100.
Oh my God,
wow.
that's a bold
Where's that
take.
coming
Why
from?
is that, Mr.
You might be a
Parker?
little tired. Are you tired?
I'm all right.
All week, man. You just maybe need a little sleep or something. Wait,
Sleep
what's
with
going
that.
on?
With that take.
Why is that?
What's going on with that?
All right, here we go. So Sports Illustrated just came out with the top 25 quarterback performances in the Super Bowl. Guess how many Patrick Mahomes is on that list?
Gotta have at least
3.
0.
Oh, he ain't got none.
None. Give me a signature play in the NFL in the Super Bowl. You can't even think of one because he ain't had one.
Mahomes not.
The Tariq Hill one.
In Tampa, but that wasn't his best performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would
We got-
say the signature. Well, that,
No, I'm talking about in the Super Bowl. He has 5 touchdowns, 4 picks.
Running for his life
Okay.
against Tampa in that Super Bowl.
Okay, and a quarterback rating of 79.
Right.
Now, when you talk about Eli, Eli is 2-0.
Yeah.
He has 2 signature throws. If that throw to Mario Manningham might be one of the greatest throws in football. Am I right? Up the sideline.
That was up the sideline.
Okay.
We were at that one.
Tyree, and then that wasn't even the only one. Then he gets to throw, right, to Plaxico to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He also beat Tom Brady twice, and he also beat the 18-0 Patriots. Just think about what Eli was able to accomplish in those 2 Super Bowls.
We talking about highlight plays in the Super Bowl.
But I said as a quarterback in the Super Bowl, not. I'm not talking about his overall career. Of course, you would take Patrick.
Right.
I'm talking about the Super Bowl. Well, it also could be a second loss.
It could. I'm coming through with the facts.
I mean, right?
That's a fact. He could come through with a second loss.
If he loses again,
Eli undefeated.
And here's my other thing that I push back on.
That's a good point.
He ain't chasing Tom Brady. No. Can he pass Joe Montana first?
There we go.
Yeah.
Why are we dissing Joe Montana?
I know.
You're right.
4-0 in the Super Bowl, 11 touchdowns, no picks, 3 MVPs. Why are we saying that Patrick Mahomes chasing Tom? Can you pass Joe Montana first?
That's a good point.
That's all. I'm not
forget about Joe. I don't know why people.
Well, I have no idea why people disrespect Joe.
Nah, you're right.
Jordan was 6-0. Joe Montana was 4-0.
Come on now, undefeated. Talk about it.
Yeah.
And you can hear that each and every weekday, 7 to 10 on the odd couple.
You know I'm gonna give it to you straight.
Give it to you straight. Exactly. One last thing with the Angels hiring Ron Washington. What do you think? Does he have an opportunity to rebuild that team after our time?
Well, I mean, remember Mike Trout is still there. They if he could be healthy. But I'm happy that he got a chance. He's 73 years old. Seriously.
Right.
They could have said that's it.
That's it.
All right, Dusty won a World Series at 73. Give Ron a chance. I'm just happy he got another chance to be a manager. Because Ron should have won with the Rangers.
Oh, he should have.
If you remember,
the outfielder that dropped the ball with 2 outs, and the guy
he pulled up. He ain't dropped, but he pulled up on about Nelson Cruz.
Nelson
2
Cruz.
outs in the bottom of the ninth.
Yep.
Remember that? And he pulled up.
And the ball went over his head.
I almost died.
Same here.
I'm like, dude, you cannot pull up for a ball with 2 outs in the ninth inning in the World Series to win the World Series.
He ran in a little bit. Looked like he missed. He looked like totally misjudged that ball.
That was bad.
People don't realize that they were just one.
Ron Washington won the World Series back-to-back years, and they didn't win.
They didn't win it. That's right, because they had the team back then. The Rangers, Texas Rangers. They would have beat. What was it? That was St. Louis. The St. Louis Cardinals, and the Cardinals made a hero out of the young guy. I haven't heard that game. Freeze. Freeze got hot, and next thing you know, they tied that. They won that game, and then they turned the next game. Then won the next day. I was shocked that Texas did not defeat St. Louis Cardinals.
So I'm happy to see Ron Washington back in the major leagues as a manager.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate your time coming over. Rob Parker of the Odd Couple coming over, and with you one of the few people I know that has a vote for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
It's my most prized possession. I don't have any kids, so that's my most prized possession.
Well, listen, man, that's a great one, man.
No doubt.
Thank you.
Always.
And hopefully Sheffield can get in. Hopefully down the road, or something can be done to get these guys in.
I don't know. You know what? They didn't let the Players Association. They didn't even vote in Clemens or Bond, so I doubt it.
That's a shame.
It is.
And remember, Real Deal Sports Show, YouTube. Like us, subscribe, share. Rob Parker from the Odd Couple. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
Take care.
Finances look like this, but you want this. Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade. sound guidance, and
The numbers right there was mixed up.
Wrong order.
Okay, wrong
You
order.
already know who we got here, man. We got the queen of
Full of energy too.
The queen of comedy freestyle right here. Justina.
Oh yeah.
You're giving it to us right quick. Justina, how things?
I always give it to him. Pause. Everything's good. You know, I'm wilding out. I'm making my rounds. I'm here with Paramount, Viacom, MTV, doing man on the streets type of shit. So let me ask y'all. I've been trying to figure it out all day. Is it Travis Kelce or is it Travis Kelce?
Kelsey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who do y'all think is gonna win the Taylor Bowl?
The Chiefs.
Taylor Bowl. We ain't gonna go there now. I know it's entertainment. It's all entertainment.
Honestly, they said keep track how many times they show it during the Super Bowl.
Listen, I'm really here to see Ursula Raymond talking about it's 7 o'clock on a dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets.
Hey.
I got a real pretty.
Hey, George, this is a live
Yeah. So, anticipating good love. Don't keep me waiting.
What about the one part? I want to do something freaky too.
Listen, I'll tell you, I love them all. The only one I don't want to let it burn because I've been there before. I cleaned that all up.
Actually, I came to Vegas. Justina, I came to Vegas for it to happen, and it's like nothing.
You came to Vegas and let it burn?
I never.
You got step away from me.
No, it didn't happen. It did it. You know, I wouldn't have been mad if it did.
What
It happened in Vegas. Right, it stays
Tell
here.
him you got an STD out here. Speaking of STDs, I have to hit the clinic. I had a long night last night. Real deal
Without me?
show. I love y'all. Oh yes, I had a long night. I mean, it was as long as Drake. What? Oh, anyway. Don't act like y'all didn't see the Drake video. I sure did. Anyway, I love y'all. I have to get out of here because I got to run around with MTV. But you guys are the real deal. So I love the title.
Appreciate you.
I need to go put some money on FanDuel.
I'm a hugger.
You get your money.
Oh, you're a hugger.
I'm a hugger.
Just don't give me any of that STD you just told me about. Love y'all. Peace.
Nothing.
Thank you.
Justina, thank you.
Okay, come on.
Hey, Miss B, quick picture. Right in the middle.
Right in the middle, yeah. Thank you guys.
Justina,
Love.
thank you.
Yeah, I coach high school football.
All right, and you're the OC, right?
Yes, correct.
So
Yep.
why don't you tell us about that?
So I've been coaching for 18 years. I just always loved sports growing up, but just to make a little quicker story, I just wanted to really implement myself in the world, in the sports world. So I thought I wanted to be a broadcaster, but then I realized, you know what? Drawing up plays and trying to beat a defense is what I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And you really got to believe in yourself. So, obviously there was a lot of doubts in the beginning. There's still always doubts, but got to use that as fuel. So I wrote a book called Who Says I Can't, and that's always been my mantra. Nobody is what it follows up with.
Well, you know what they say, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
That's a fact right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I know you and what was the head coach's name?
Which one?
The one you're here with.
Coach Mo.
Yeah, Coach Mo.
Yep.
How long you guys known each other?
We've known each other for almost a year now.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
but it feels like a
how's that
lifetime.
relationship get started? How's it going?
That's my brother right there. Coach Mo and I, we coached 1 year already this past fall, and we're learning. We're learning a lot. I'm learning, at least. I can speak for myself. But Coach is more than just a football coach. Coach is he's a great person to follow, man. It's all about the people you work with, right? I mean, anywhere you work, if you really love the people you work with, it's all going to work out in the end. So I love Coach, and I appreciate him giving me the opportunity again this year in my 18th season. So hopefully we get some more W's, because we had a tough season last year. We were young, but we got a lot of returners. So
prediction for tomorrow.
Prediction for is it tomorrow?
No, it's Sunday. I'm lost.
You're throwing me off.
I've been up over 24 hours.
Yeah.
So prediction for Sunday.
Prediction for Sunday is Niners dub 23-20. I mean, that's a good
MVP.
MVP. I want to say would be Debo and
McCaffrey.
I know. Respectfully, I understand that. McCaffrey's our bread and butter. But I feel like when you have these big games, you got to use something that's not obvious. And Debo is obvious, but he's got that exclusive. It's going to be a big play with Debo. You watch, man.
Now, according to the conspiracy theorists, no, I'm saying the conspiracy theorists, they're saying that it's all rigged for Travis Kelce to win the Super Bowl, get the MVP, and propose to Taylor Swift at center field. I, on the other hand, know how this works, and they are trying to do. The NFL's ratings were like astronomical and record-breaking this year simply because of this woman, and they're taking it all the way to the bank. So I'm still taking the Chiefs to win. I got Mahomes being MVP, and it's going to come down to a field goal. I'm not predicting the score.
I respect that, but I just feel like that story has been so trendy. Don't believe the hype. And honestly,
You
like,
have no choice but to. It's like,
nah, don't believe the hype.
like
man.
Taylor Swift is
I
the
get
one
it.
thing in the planet that's bigger than the planet.
Everybody's connected. The NFL and Vegas can be connected. So now Vegas is probably telling out NFL just promote it, and then bam, in the end, they don't win it.
They break up.
Yeah.
And then we get another classic breakup song.
Anything could be a story. There you go. What if they break up? That could be in the script that we don't know about.
That song would be the most epic record Taylor Swift's ever written.
That's true.
All right, well, you want to close this off out?
Yeah, man. Thank you for taking the time.
Ain't no problem.
My Instagram is Coach Rob Mendez, and if you'd like to read up a little bit more about me, I did write a book, and you can find it on my website. It's coachrobmendez.org. But if I were to give any message to everybody, I would say truly love yourself and really appreciate what you can do, because we all have abilities, we all have disabilities, but when you really appreciate what you're able to do, your attitude is just unstoppable. So,
all right, Coach.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Coach Rob Mendez.
Boy, Jay Gills, and we is back with another one. We is back. Now, my mom going to be mad at me for that. We are back with another one, Super Bowl 58. We right here in beautiful Las Vegas. Rick, Tony, we've been rolling all week. Ain't that right?
Pretty much. It's been good.
And we rolling right with our next guest, straight from the Bay Area, San Francisco. We got H2O in the building. H2O, how you feeling, man?
Oh, man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, especially to be in between you two good brothers.
Oh, thank you.
You know, a staple of the Bay Area, and really trying to promote, you know, these types of things and these types of interviews. We really appreciate.
Oh yeah. Appreciate you.
I want to take it back. You know what I mean? Obviously, the success in which you've had is immaculate. You know, touring and all of the writing and everything that you've done. But what got you started in the music and celebrating just after 50 years of hip hop? 51 coming up. So what got you started in your career?
You know what? Honestly, man, coming from the Bay, my mother, a single parent. We had our trials and tribulations. And my motto was, how could I do better than what my mother's tried to do and provide? And I love music. I fell in love. I had a cassette tape with Eric B. and Rakim.
Okay.
And Rakim was an incredible lyricist, still is an incredible lyricist, and really kind of got me in this, like, man, this is what I want to do. So I had started in the Bay. I don't know if you brothers remember, back in the day, I was in a group called FM20, and it was DJ Qbert, Mixmaster Mike, and Apollo. And if everybody knows, Qbert is probably one of the best DJs in the world. Mixmaster Mike is DJ for the Beastie Boys, as well as Cypress Hill.
I would be familiar with Cypress Hill. Yeah, he was over there.
So the list goes on. And so that's kind of where it all began. And I had another rap artist, his name was FMD. And so we started that, we were the only ones at that time to do a blend of mesh of like rock, rap, before even PE did it with Anthrax back in the day. Man, 3 DJs and 2 MCs was unheard of. So we, at that time, Qbert and Mike, they won a DMC competition in New York, and so it was kind of interesting to have a Bay Area artist, representing. Right. We just crushed it there. So a big part of history in the Bay Area.
So being from the Bay, like, how much of that whole hyphy kind of too short, the 90s E40,
right?
Is Mac Dre from the Bay?
Of course.
Okay, the Mac Dre. I'm sorry, I ain't slept in 24 hours.
Oh man, he's a staple.
The Mac Dre, like those kind of artists, like how much of impact and like the sound that you kind of were catered toward being from there was developed by their sound.
To be honest with you, I've always kind of been more of an East Coast sounding MC. I was more it's funny because being from the Bay and understanding just kind of how the Bay moves and understanding like the music, I try to set myself apart from sounding like I was from the Bay, just because I come from the time with the originality, right? So you had artists like Tribe Called Quest and Public Enemy and Common and so on and so forth. So no one sounded really the same. Yeah. So I kind of adapted more of an East Coast sound, and that's kind of how I wanted to put my pen down and be more of a lyricist. Mr. Fab and all those guys, man, they're incredibly talented artists, and they have their sound. Keek, Sneak, and all them, they have their sound, and that's part of who I am, is from the Bay Area. But we all don't have to sound the same. We all don't have to be within the same kind of realms without having to still create the music that sounds the same. You know what I mean? So I try to just kind of step outside and do my own thing.
So like I've been in LA a lot, you know, and I know the music scene out there. So like, how much of that whole LA kind of gangster rap vibe played into the development of your sound?
Oh man, see, my family was kind of deep in the struggles of the streets, and so I kind of, again, I just wanted to be an individual, and I never really adapted to that type of lifestyle, and I didn't want to promote that in my music. Okay. So it's always, for me, it was always like, how do I uplift, you know, the next man, instead of how do I figure out a way to be a part of the problem, although it's part of life. You know, there's some things you just kind of know your place, and you just kind of say, you know what, this is where I bow out, and I just make good music for people. I got you.
And you know, you had the opportunity to work with a lot of great artists. Yeah. Who are some of your favorite artists that you've had the privilege to work with?
Oh man, Bruno Mars. If you guys got time, I'd love to kind of share a little story.
Absolutely.
How I met Bruno. It's crazy. No one's heard this story, so this is super exclusive.
This is a Real Deal Sports Show exclusive. It's the
Super
Real Deal
exclusive.
World premiere.
World premiere. No, so my man Keith Harris, I actually, I'm trying to make this kind of a very short story because it's long and drawn out. But I met my man Keith Harris, actually here in Vegas. They used to have, I don't know if they still have Magic. It's the kind of fashion show. And so there was a guy behind the rope, and it happened to be Keith. I didn't know at the time he was a drummer for the Black Eyed Peas. So I let him, I was like, hey, can you hear my music? And he's like, man, there's music playing in the club. He's like, how am I gonna hear it? So I was like, come on, please, just listen. So he put the headset on. He was like, man, is this you? I was like, yeah. So I waited in front of, he told me that he was going on tour, and it was only gonna be for a couple of days, which ended up turning into 2 weeks, and every day I drive from the Bay Area to LA and sit in front of
6-7 hours every day.
Yeah, his house, just for an opportunity to be able to meet him and really kind of further my music career. Because at this time, not only was he a drummer for the Black Eyed Peas, I mean he contributed to a lot of the production of a lot of their hits, like Meet Me Halfway, I'ma Be, Switch for Fergie.
Yeah, and that whole thing with Will I Am. You know, Will I Am's from Compton. Like his sound is so out of, it's like it's the last thing you expect to come out of there. And like I remember watching him in I think it was a VH1 documentary where he said like he makes music that can be played everywhere. Like, you know, if he was the sound, like, you know, the way he's supposed to sound coming out of Compton. You know, it'll only get played one way on one station, and it'll have that one audience. But what he did with the Black Eyed Peas was he made them to where, what category are they in? What genre is the Black Eyed Peas?
Exactly, and that's kind of where, you know, kind of moving forward with the story is kind of what they were trying to do when I started working with them, kind of produce for my group. But to get back to the story with how Bruno came into play is that every time I would go to LA, when I finally met up with him and I started doing music with Keith, he tried to create me as like the next big artist. And so I had writers with me, which I was doing most of the writers, but for some of the hooks and things like that, people would kind of come in and out. So ironically, Bruno was one of the people that was there at the Claiborne House, which that was the place that we did the recording of the guitarist George Pahone, who's a great friend of mine too, that guitar player for the Black Eyed Peas. He owned the studio that was in the back of the Claiborne House. So Bruno would come in there with Phil, who was another writer that used to write with Bruno, and they came in and they were writing, and I have 2 songs with Bruno. One is called Turn Me On that we recorded back in those days. And then we had another song that we did together. So they were kind of grooming Bruno. Bruno was an incredible writer. Phil was an incredible writer. And so it just so happened that I've known Bruno before he was Bruno Mars. I just looked at him as he's a short guy that danced like Michael Jackson, that was mad talented. So the song that if you guys could find it, because I think the label's kind of pulled it, I'm not sure, but you can find it. Again, it's called Turn Me On. I did that song with him, and the beginning of the song I say I like to introduce Bruno, because I thought that I was going to be that next person, and then I was going to introduce Bruno. But then when my group went on tour, we were headed to Miami, And all of a sudden, I heard the song, and it was the song he did with B.O.B. And I said, man, this guy sounds familiar. And happened to be that first single.
And I think that was the song that put him over too, wasn't
exactly.
it?
That's how that whole thing came about. So Bruno got a special place in my heart because, I go back and I really know kind of that side of that story.
Bruno before he was Bruno Mars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great, talented, dope dude. I didn't mean to take so much time.
Nah, you good.
There's a lot more to it, but I'm gonna say
the short version.
No, that's Bruno, and that's excellent. But Will I Am as well,
So with Will and Keith work. They're almost like a production team, right? They got congrats to Will, congrats to Keith. I mean, they got so many awards that they won just as of recently for Remo and all those. But they've always worked kind of close together. And Keith's whole thing with me was, you're gonna be an artist, make sure you bring your laptop. He used to always say that, bring your laptop. So I got a chance with a laptop with Michael Jackson, the laptop with Nas when he was with Khalees. Saw a lot of those songs go down. A lot of
in the room.
Yeah, I was in the room. Yeah,
wow.
And
What's
so
the experience like with Mike?
Mike was it was just I was just a fly on the wall in that situation because I didn't even stay. It was kind of like a very but the experience with Nas and Khalees and the list goes on with other artists that I've had an opportunity just to be on a fly on the wall at that time. I was just soaking up game and understanding how to be a great writer, a great MC, and that was kind of that whole process.
Absolutely. Right. Well, where can we find your music?
Oh man, you just look online, search H2O featuring Bruno Mars, and probably the first thing, and then probably have my discography, other things that I've done. I got mixtapes that are out. I have other songs that you probably can see that I've written, things like that.
Absolutely, man. H2O out of the Bay, and I know we got to talk about it. 49ers, Kansas City.
Oh, Niners. Bang, bang, gang.
And what's the keys? What's the keys to the game?
Keys of the gang. Party. Got to stay on his feet. Got to. We know who the stars are. They just need to go to them. McCaffrey. Got to get that work in. Kansas City is no pushover. My man Rasheed Wallace. He's a huge Kansas City fan. I'm sure he's gonna hear this. But it's Niner time, man. We gotta go. We gotta go with that one.
As a Piston fan, I can't let you say about Sheed like that, man. Man. Especially now because they're not watchable anymore. And Sheed might have been the last great Piston team that carried that bad boy legacy.
I tell you, he's definitely one of the realest guys that I've ever met in my life. He's a man of his word. He has integrity. There's nothing wrong and nothing bad I can say about that man. Right. Good dude. Well, it's his passion. He wears it on his sleeve. So.
All right, H2O, we salute you, man.
Hey, keep doing it. Much, man. Really appreciate it.
Real Deal Sports.
Thank you so much, brother. I was just gonna leave by saying, things are changing. I think digital is coming into play with a lot of music. There's a lot of opportunities for young men, young women to make money in the digital world. Start investing your time into really understanding the blockchain technology, so you can start getting royalties in a different way for your music. I'm gonna leave it with that because that's something that's new, it's untapped, and there's people that are trying it that they could be very successful if they really try to kind of put their heart into it.
That's a gym for y'all.
Exclusive.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
All right.
Perfect. Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade, sound guidance and strategy to change your life.
We have a plethora of interviews on there. Click on Real Deal Sports Show Live and just scroll through the plethora of interviews that we have. And our next interview guest is Dr. Rory T. Edwards, Chief Transformation Officer, the Rory T. Edwards Group, author, educator, tri-sector leader, and performance coach. Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show, Dr. Edwards.
Sir, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the invite.
Yes, indeed. And you say the reputation of thousands years may be determined by the conduct of 1 hour. What does that mean? What are you talking about?
Well, there's a story behind that. So I remember when my father transitioned like 24 years ago, but before he transitioned, one of the greatest tools or gifts that he gave me, he says that he couldn't give me a lot of material stuff. But the one thing he gave me was his name.
Okay.
And he says, so whatever I do, make sure that I'm representing the name right. And so I said that with that statement is that no matter what has been, your empire has been built, in 1 hour it can be destroyed by a behavior that you choose to do knowing that it could be jeopardizing your reputation.
So true. That is so true in life.
Yes.
That's so true. And what is the exit, Dr. Edwards? What is it of some of this, the educator, the teacher, the author? What is it? How do you work with people? Or groups or individuals?
Each individual is sort of individually designed. So there's no one cookie cutter that I do that everybody gets the same treatment. So it's based on your needs, and most of the time when I work with people, I have a wellness assessment that is sort of set up and adjusted by the 9 phases of wellness. And so once you complete that assessment, then what happens is that I now start to work with you from your most challenging perspective. And so that's how I work with people. So it's easier for you to work within your challenging perspectives than me to sort of challenge you on something that you may believe is one of your strong suits.
But ever since the pandemic, people were housed up, like it seemed like they were like caged animals, and people coming out, and now people seem not to have patience with each other no more. Especially driving out here, man, they were blowing at me today. I was like, what the hell? I look up, I said, man, the light just changed, man. How you blowing? Why people just don't have the patience and don't have the respect for one another, it seems, post-pandemic.
Correct. I think because most people really never realized who they were until they had to be with themselves.
Ah, okay.
Right? So you don't know something because you go into work and you have social interactions, or you're going down the street, or you go to the mall and watch people. But now for a year and a half, close to 2 years, you were cooped up in your house.
Yes.
It's the first time you really got a full
dose of
your children,
dose of your children,
of yourself, of your spouse, of whomever, but you got a full understanding of who you were. And in some cases, people were not who they thought they were.
Okay, right.
And so and now I think people have grown so impatient with reality that they've created their own reality.
Right.
And so now with you coming, you're interfering, or you're sort of disrupting that reality.
And that sounds speaking. You're speaking volumes here. You're speaking. And how do you get the transformation of people from that? Get them to be transformed into better people.
Well, it's easy. Based on my company motto, it says you cannot withdraw what you did not deposit. And so a lot of people try to become who they believe other people believe they are.
Right.
I just did an interview talking about somebody who may have 500 social media positive responses.
Yes.
Will respond and react emotionally to the one negative one. Right?
Right.
Because most of the time we believe people see us in one way, and then there's somebody who disrupts that flow of energy, and now all of a sudden you're all out of balance. See, people are created by 3 things: rhythm, vibration, and energy. And if any one of those things disrupt our thinking, our toxic emotions, or anything of our positive emotions, what happens is that it then throws us out of balance.
Yes.
And so when we talk about transforming people, we let them know, we ask them about some of we make them do a soft SWOT analysis. Because some people may not identify threats as opportunities and opportunities as threats.
Right.
But they may understand when you say, what are your strengths and your weaknesses? They may not know what their strengths and weaknesses. So what you try to do is go in and help people to find what their strengths are and how they connect their strengths to their opportunities, and what their weaknesses are and how their weaknesses are attached to their threats. And so when we do that cross alignment, then we're able to put together something that gives you an opportunity to empower all of these things.
Wow. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Very interesting how that goes. How many years have you been in this field?
Officially, if you want to say title-wise, degree-wise, maybe only about 3 or 4 years. But probably doing the work from a perspective of still being degreed, but not at the highest level, probably about 40 years.
Okay.
Yes.
I could see you have now. You bring a lot of knowledge. I thought it would be even longer than that, just from the knowledge and the conversation that you're bringing with us.
Right.
How can people get in contact with you?
By my name, Rory T. Edwards. RoryTEdwards.com is my website. All my social media is Rory T. Edwards. If you don't know how to spell it, it's RoryTEdwards. And all of my social media handles are the same thing.
The number one with it?
Oh, that's my email, RoryTEdwards1@gmail.
At Gmail.
Is my email address.
Okay.
Yeah, but my website is www.RoryTEdwards.com. And all my social media is just Rory T. Edwards.
Excellent. So we have people get in contact with you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on Real Deal Sports Show.
I want to thank you for inviting me, sir.
You're very welcome. And people, remember, YouTube, like us, share, subscribe, like us, share. Keep in mind, you're getting the very best there is of Super Bowl week right here on Real Deal Sports Show. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jimmy Oliver, owner of California Income Tax Council and California Alumni Insurance Services. We've been helping our clients for over 45 years avoid costly tax mistakes and to take advantage of the many opportunities available for tax savings, including legitimate tax breaks most people are either misinformed or unaware of. When it comes to handling the Internal Revenue Service, allow our many years of experience to help you in providing complete filings and the accurate return for you. There are many responsibilities you have for your business to manage on a day-to-day basis without having to take hours out of your time to learn new tax laws, credits, and rebates. We stay updated on all regulations, laws, and benefits, giving our clients the peace of mind that comes with the most accurate return. Our insurance services also keep our clients well protected throughout the year. Call us today at 510-238-8800 and allow us to help you with both your insurance and income tax needs.
Right here exclusively on the Real Deal Sports Show, and of course on Stage Plus. And we got Miss Mo in the building off of the Mo Show.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here. My first Super Bowl Media Week, right out the gate on Stage Plus. I thank you. Make sure y'all catch the Mo Show because it is up and it's stuck. What Cardi B say? It is up and it's stuck.
Up and it's stuck. Now, what can we expect to hear on the Mo Show?
The Mo Show. The Mo Show, you can hear, my thing is I'm trying to bring visibility to up-and-coming artists, different causes, because no matter what field you're in, you need visibility. People can't buy nothing from you if they don't know you. People can't support you if they don't know you. So, you can get into marketing and your segments and your audience and this, you can niche down. But for me, I want people to know you. I want to help people get in the game. Buy a ticket, get in the game. You can suit up and you can go play with who you want to play with after that. Get in the game.
That's right. He's from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Can you tell me how's the up-dealings in Fayetteville?
That's everybody. This is more.
How are you able to,
And this is
Fayetteville
testing.
We live right here.
Yeah, so Fayetteville, North Carolina, I always tell people I'm a proud product of Cumberland County, which Fayetteville is a part of Cumberland County. Home of J. Cole, home of Joshua Williams.
My favorite artist.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
My wife put me on to J. Cole, and I didn't really know about him back in the days. I think I got him like 2014 or something like that. He was doing stuff back in 2011, 2010 when he came out. A great artist for sure.
Absolutely, and I know he does a lot with the community. He does his Dreamville Festival. We need to get credentialed for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because he brings everybody to town. I remember one year, like I said, I'm an Air Force veteran. He brought Jay-Z and Drake.
Oh, well, that's his relationship.
Right, and that's what we talk about, relationships.
Absolutely, yeah. Cole, he was on Jay-Z's label.
Yeah.
And just bringing out Usher in this past one.
Yes.
And to be able to live stream it on Amazon, I thought was a great marketing strategy. And absolutely. So, who are some of your favorite guests that you want to highlight that you interviewed on the Mo Show?
Yeah, so my very first interview I had, we was having a Southern Soul concert. So we had Cold Drink out of Baton Rouge. Hope I'm not getting that wrong because I know P2K to Diddy, New Orleans. P2K to Diddy. He had a song with King George, U-Turn, God, I make a U-turn. And an up-and-coming artist, Smoke Dogg, Don't Bother Me and I Won't Bother You. And then after that, we had 803 Fresh, who's also signed to King George. He just casually said, yeah, I met George. I'm like, who, the King George? You better put some respect on that man. Then I had Miss Fayetteville, USA, Janiyah Pitkin. I had Ava Chanel, who had just did the Jennifer Hudson show. I had my hair, shout out to Marcus Dodds. So my celebrity stylist, Marcus Dodds, and my celebrity makeup artist. My makeup isn't done today. It was done the other night.
That's no makeup?
Yes, this is no makeup, honey.
You don't need
But you should have seen me the other day, though.
That skin is flawless.
Baby, listen, you should have seen me the other day when the makeup was done for the CBS Soulful Celebration.
Yes.
But Marcus and Terrell, they went on the Miss Pat show. Miss Pat settles it. You talk about funny. So they had for the last time we checked, it was 3.4 viewers just on the reel. Oh my God. So I had them. So I had Marcus and his brother. Then I had Terrell's sister, and I had Sonya, who's the manager of the Marcus Dodds Salon, because it was just so hilarious that, number one, they went down to Atlanta to do the thing, because we all talked about, hey, we're going to make it. We're going to be on TV. We got all this talent. We got all this personality. We got all this energy. Why not?
Now, how for all of our military vets out there, you're a military vet.
Oh, yes.
How have you incorporated the military into your newfound profession, doing television and being on air and camera?
Yeah, so before I started the Mo You Know, I have a nonprofit called Mo's Heroes, where I help homeless veterans get back on their feet, transition, and service members get back on their feet. And my approach first was, hey, will you help me? Now with the Mo You Know, hey, let me help you help them. When people, what's in it for them, people love to get what's in it for them. So I just had to flip it.
Exactly. And oh man, so now how's your experience been here at Radio Row, being around, just so many great people, have an opportunity. I saw you with Cam.
Yeah, so
all the heavy hitters you done met.
So I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. So Cam, the Panthers. He's still the biggest thing that the Panthers have seen. We haven't done too well without him. Yeah. I'll try to get him back. So I met Cam. I met Akbar from The Talk. I said, hey, I gotta come talk to you and Cheryl. He's like, let's have a conversation. Right. Hey, we're talking about it now. Right. So yes, who else did I meet? And I met a couple of other players that I didn't quite know who they was, but I was like, okay, name that player. So I asked my social media fans. So I just made a new game, a new segment.
That's perfect. I love that.
Yeah, a lot of times they have their helmet on, and the NFL have started making the cartoons where you see their faces, but. Yeah, it's been phenomenal. Barry Sanders walked by, and I was standing over there by the entrance from where everybody walked in and out. Right. And I got a chance to see C.J. Stroud. I saw him the other night at the Super Bowl Soulful celebration, where I did the red carpet. Right. It was this whole week really kind of came out of the blue, and I have to thank David.
Oh yeah.
For the opportunity. On Stage Plus, yes.
On Stage Plus TV Network, one of my favorites. You can find them on Roku. You can find them you can download the app on your phones. They everywhere, and we appreciate them so much. Yes,
absolutely. Like I said, you gotta be ready. I was ready.
And we got to also talk about the game that's coming up on Sunday, as you said, from Fayetteville. You got one of your favorite players in the league right now playing for the Kansas City Chiefs. How excited are you to see those Chiefs in the Super Bowl yet again?
So Joshua Williams from Fayetteville State University, attitude check. I didn't go to Fayetteville State, like I said, I went to in the military, but Fayetteville State has been so good to me, and for Joshua Williams to come out of an HBCU, that should be the story of all stories. Absolutely. But I know it's a lot of stuff going on, but in the Fayetteville, that's the story.
That's the story, exactly. HBCU.
That is the story. And my son is 11 years old, and he's the biggest Patrick Mahomes fan ever.
Oh, yeah. You got to get him some merchandise.
I am, but I got to make sure I got enough room. I'll get it when I get to the airport because I done packed my bag.
Listen, I already know it. Exactly.
I done packed my bag, but I am excited about the game. Absolutely. Like I said, the Chiefs, I tried to make a prediction in 2021, and I made a little video. I said, I'm no Aaron Andrews, but maybe yes I am. Maybe I am an Aaron Andrews.
Exactly. Hey, listen, ain't never enough time or talent. It's enough networks out here that we can get the viewership, and it can happen, and it will happen.
Absolutely, it's happening.
It's happening. We're living
it.
We're living it right now. So
it is happening.
Always a blessing. And of course, where can they find you at for the Mo You Know Show?
The Mo You Know Show, like I said, on Stage Plus. You can also follow me on social media, the Mo You Know 214, because like I said, my birthday is Wednesday, February the 14th.
Oh, man, beautiful.
Yes.
How is it having a birthday on Valentine's Day every year?
It's boring sometimes. It is. I'm not going to tell a story, but you know what? I party.
We got
and
time
stuff
now.
all
We got
year.
time. You don't want to tell the story?
It ain't a story to tell. I wish there was a story. Me and my son go to Buffalo Wild Wings. That's the story.
That's the love, though. That's the love, Mo. That's the love.
That's the story. But I will say this: Buffalo Wild Wings. We were talking about Most Heroes. They were. We did a lot of fundraisers with them, and I have talked. I gave them my sponsorship package to come on to be a sponsor for the Mo You Know Show, because we do have that great relationship. So, and sports. Hey.
Absolutely. I love it. I'm so happy that we had a chance to talk to you right here exclusively on Stage Plus TV Network, and of course the Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. Like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share. You know what I'm saying? We love it when y'all do it. So, Mo, it's a pleasure to have you on, and we can't wait to get you back next year.
Thank you. See you in New Orleans.
Yeah, we ready to go. Let's get it.
Your finances look like this, but you want this. Best-selling author Tanya Wise, certified financial strategist and your money mentor, shows you how to reduce debt and increase cash flow. 2024 is moving fast, so start your path today with the ultimate upgrade.